gathering is about to commence. So one man went to mow the eagle has landed. So gather, come and join as the care guides bring us in. So gather.
Water, only water, where they see ma. Water, 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 water. Only water, where they see ma. Hapa o naido. Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro keke elemu ye o. Ide sodi ya keke elemu re o. Bobby master keke elemu re o. Chief Wela Chief keke elemu re o. Eruku lele elemu de. Eruku lele egbe elemu dodo jare o. Eruku lele Ghana ti de egbe body o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosoname ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodunke ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
Right, so there you are, the care guides, Iku Koniriwagweshe. So there we are. Important matters to discuss. As I said, the hyperlink to come and join me live on screen is there for you. If you are brave enough, or you are interested enough, or you feel that opinion that you hold fervently enough, click on the hyperlink and then we can discuss your thoughts on screen. But introduce yourself nevertheless as you're coming in the comment section. Let's get to know each other. So as we get to know each other, let's get to meet, or let's get rather familiar with the narratives that are going to form the talking points of the day. So to the talking points of the day, ICC acknowledges Akintoye Igboho 49 Yoruba groups petition against Buhari, Malami, Burutai, Adamu, and others. So the Yorubas have taken to law, as we know the Yorubas are want to do. So to the international circles, they go to present a case for the human rights abuses that is going on in Yoruba land, led ably, sadly, by MALLAM Buhari. So to the international courts they go, but to which court do we go? Terror-linked PANTAMI to hand over Nigerian personal data to Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and other Islamic countries. So this is it now. Okweru, the slaving of the southern region now via digital means is what is being perfected before our very own eyes. So these guys now are passing all of the data that they are collating via this NIN thing that they're forcing people to do in the south. They are passing all those details to the Saudis and the terrorist extremist fundamentalist groups that you have in the Middle East. And you cannot get anything done, of course, in Nigeria without filling those forms and having those data. So catch 22 situation, sitting ducks essentially is what we are as they pick us off one by one at their leisure. As again, terror-linked PANTAMI to hand over Nigerians' personal data to Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, other Islamic countries. So the dark clouds continue to pervade the firmament of Yoruba land. But what pervades the firmament in the east? Southeast leaders fighting Nnamdi Kanu are dead already. So this is the new voice now that champions that space Ipob. The costume wearing, the lover of our he loves dressing up, I should say. I just have to be mindful how I word my references about this guy. But certainly, he likes to dress up. So the dress up lover, I would term it, Simon Ekpa, the new champion name now that straddles that IPOB space. Southeast leaders fighting Nnamdi Kanu are dead already. The debutant pronouncement from the lead voice now of the IPOB, Simon Ekpa. So now we'll find out in the course rather what Ekpa has to say. So still within that space, Twitter, Facebook, IPOB to launch Biafra's social media platform. It is still Simon Ekpa still talking. So certainly not Guguru and Ekpa. He's certainly coming across as a serious person. Igbo leaders, okay, so we've done all this. This just a different headline of the same narrative. So that is essentially what we're going to be discussing. There are bonus storylines that we might well go to, but I'll give you the headlines of those bonus storylines, and then we'll start straight away. Ministry officials narrate how Humanitarian Affairs Minister Sadiya Farouk allegedly embezzled money in government agencies. So just a woof that is going on. There's no time that you make mention that you do not mention of looting, and the looting usually by a Fulani man and oftentimes a Fulani woman. What bandits told Emir of Kajuru before releasing him? So the Emir of Kajuru, of course, a locality within that Kaduna space, kidnapped and released. But of course, the bandits are actually telling him that they kidnapped him in error and they did not know that he was one of their own. So we might well go to that story in the course, and we might well land on this story as well. U.S. Army veterans of Igbo descent blast Kenyan president for aiding Kanu's arrest, recall how Nnamdi Azikiwe helped his father. So Kenyatta, of course, the name of the president of Kenya, a name that reverberates throughout the history of that country. And the Igbo of Igbo descent, military personnel, ex-veterans from the United States now are taking this Kenya president through memory lane. So through memory lane and to all that. So after this intermission now, we get straight into the narrative. But to the intermission, and if you want to come discuss any of those headlines, then just click on the hyperlink. But first, an intermission, and then to the narratives. So to the Kegites again.
Water, only water, water, only water, where they see ma. Water, 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 only water, where they see ma. Hapa o naido, hapa o naido, hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù yé o. Ilé sọ́dí àkẹ́kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Bobby master kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Chifu Fáìlà tí kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé.
So eruku lele elemude. So eruku lele elemude as we go to Pa Akintoye. ICC acknowledges Akintoye Igboho 49 Yoruba groups petition against Buhari, Malami Burutai, Adamu, and others. So let's see what shape this takes. But just before we get into it, yesterday, of course, we were reading how the Human Rights Commission had come out to say that they had investigated the rendition of Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, and they found no abuse of human rights. So now, in this incarnation, today now we're going to the International Criminal Court, and it is the Yorubas going in that direction. The International Criminal Court, ICC, on Tuesday, July the 13th, formally acknowledged receipt of the 27-page petition filed by the leader of Ilana Omo Odua, Emeritus Professor Banji Akintoye, Yoruba activist Sunday Adeyemo, fondly called Sunday Igboho, and other 49 Yoruba self-determination groups against President Muhammadu Buhari, the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation Abubakar Malami SAN, former Chief of Army Staff Tukur Buratai, and former Inspector General of Police Ibrahim Idris and Mohammed Adamu. In the petition, signed by several leaders of Yoruba self-determination groups and submitted at the ICC on their behalf by an international lawyer, Aderemilekun Omojola Esquire, In the petition signed by several leaders of Yoruba self-determination groups and submitted at the ICC on their behalf by an international lawyer, Aderemilekun Omojola Esquire, the Nigerian leaders were accused of genocide and crimes against humanity against the Yoruba people of Ekiti, Oyo, Osun, Ondo, Ogun, Okun land in Kogi and Kwara states, respectively. According to a statement made available to journalists on Wednesday by the communications manager to Akintoye, Mr. Maxwell Adeleye, ANIPR, others who, there's so many acronyms here. ANIPR, others who signed the petition with Akintoye and Igboho are chief of let me take that paragraph entirely again. According to a statement made available to journalists on Wednesday by the communications manager to Akintoye, Mr. Maxwell Adeleye, ANIPR, others who signed the petition with Akintoye and Igboho are Chief Imam of Yoruba land in Ilorin, Kwara State, Sheikh Rahim Abdul whatever or the other, leader of the Obìnrin Oòduà Àgbáyé, Chief Simisade Kuku, leader of Yoruba Strategy Alliance, Babatunde Omololu, General Secretary of Ilana Omo Odua, Architect George Akinola, and 44 others. Other Nigerian government leaders petitioned Comptroller General of Customs, Hamid Ali, Inspector General of Police, Akali Baba, Chief of Army Staff, Farouk Yahaya, former Chief of Air Force, Sadiq Abubakar, former Commandant General of NSCDC, Ahmed Abubakar Audi, Comptroller General of Nigerian Immigration Services, Mohammed Babandede, and the current Commander General of NSCDC, Abdullahi Ghana Mohamadu. So just to run through those names, I keep saying often, almost all the time, that these people essentially, they've surrounded us with guns and they're holding us at gunpoint, and people query what I am saying. So this is essentially what I am saying. A Yoruba group has gone to or a body of Yoruba groups have gone to the international court to sue for human rights abuses, and the people stood accused of those human rights abuse are the Comptroller General of Customs, Hamid Ali, Northerner, Inspector General of Police, Alkali Baba, Chief of Army Staff, Farouk Yahaya, Sadiq Abubakar, Ahmed Abubakar Audu, Mohamedu Babandede, and so you just see there is no Yoruba name there, there's no Igbo name there, and the entirety, or anyway, we all know that we're surrounded, so I'm not really saying anything that you do not already know. In a letter to the petitioner's lawyer, the ICC head of Information and Evidence Unit of the Office of the Prosecutor, Mr. Mark P. Dillon, wrote that as soon as a decision is reached to formally commence investigation into this petition. We will inform you in writing and provide you with reasons for this decision. This communication has been duly entered in the communications register of the office. We will give consideration to this communication as appropriate in accordance with the provisions of the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court. The letter reads, the 27-page petition accused Buhari, Malami Burutai, and others of genocide offenses, such as killing members of the petitioners' group, causing serious bodily and mental harm to members of the group, deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about physical destruction in whole or in part. So, Fulanization essentially is what is now being asked of the International Criminal Court to discuss. One last paragraph. They were also accused of crime against humanity, such as murder, deportation, or forcible transfer of population, torture, rape, sexual slavery, and other forms of sexual violence of comparable gravity. So Akintoye goes to the ICC, essentially, is what we're looking at here. A copy of the letter, of course, is part of this article that I've just read you, and it's in the Independent. So I might well pop a link to this article for you to go and peruse at your leisure. So on to the next narrative we should go. Let's just So on to the next narrative we should go, and we will go. So Terror Pantami is who we're going to now, and the dark clouds that continue to circle the firmament of the southern region of Nigeria. And those dark clouds, of course, the silhouette of this aboke called Pantami, a notorious and a self-confessed terrorist who nevertheless holds sway over all of the data of the southern region in Nigeria. So to that space, terror linked Pantami to hand over Nigerians' personal data to Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and other Islamic countries. So a self-confessed jihadist, of course, Isa Pantami, Nigeria's communications minister, whose dangerous religious and political views, including a declaration of support for Osama bin Laden, the Taliban, and Al Qaeda, have continued to unsettle Nigerians, has dragged his secular country into an alliance with Islamic countries. Mr. Pantami signed Nigeria up for the membership of Digital Cooperation DCO, a group that includes strictly Islamic countries. Mr. Pantami did not throw the matter up for public debate in Nigeria, where a virtually equal number of Muslims and Christians would have properly looked at the implications of the country's membership before taking a decision. The minister appeared to have acted on his own. The minister appeared to have acted on his own, presumably with the backing of President Muhammadu Buhari, whose dangerous religious and ethnic agenda has long been documented. In a chain of key objectives listed on its website, the DCO said its first aim was to collect and share data across the member countries towards digitalized economic prosperity. The body said it aimed to optimize and the body said it aims to optimize policy and regulatory framework to expand cross-border data flow and digital trade amongst DCO members. Other potential benefits of the group include a plan to reduce the digital divide across the DCO and also to align approaches to engagement and negotiation with private sector actors. The DCO listed its membership countries as the Kingdom of Bahrain, The DCO listed its membership countries as the Kingdom of Bahrain, the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, the State of Kuwait, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Sultanate of Oman, the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So look at that. Those are the list of countries of. I mean, you heard that. The DCO said the countries were brought together because of their common vision, strategic goals, and shared values. But Mr. Pantami's intention has unsettled some Nigerians online who said it was suspicious that a minister with a proven history of extremist views would seek to drag a secular country into an alliance of Muslim countries. I can't recollect any public stakeholder consultation on this matter. No matter how hard you try to spin it, a minister with an extremist antecedent signing Nigeria up for a group that comprises only Islamic countries is going to be viewed more about religion than economy. Amara Nwapa, a policy expert based in Dubai, said on Twitter Wednesday morning. Mr. Pantami disclosed Nigeria's intention to join the organization in April, but the minister has provided little information to guide Nigerians on the benefit of the alliance. Mr. Pantami's failure to elaborate might be traceable to his role as the custodian of the nation's personal data. Since late 2020, the minister has been on an aggressive push to collect personal data of Nigerians, including their biometric information from telephone lines and national identity. Mr. Pantami continued his controversial campaign despite revelations months ago that he held extremist views that would make millions of citizens uncomfortable with him at the helm of data collection. Excerpts of the minister's past controversial sermons included his thirst for the blood of unbelievers, a campaign to drive Christian minorities from their ancestral land in central Nigeria, and his role at a meeting that debated assassination of a Christian governor in the Muslim-dominated northern region. Mr. Pantami also said he considered Mr. Pantami also said he considered Osama bin Laden a better Muslim than himself in 2006. Years after the infamous Al Qaeda leader masterminded the killing of over 3,000 Americans on September the 11th, 2001. Mr. Pantami denied being a fundamentalist but did not recant his vicious views as a Muslim preacher in the northern part of the country between the mid and late 2000s. Mr. Buhari swiftly rallied behind him, rejecting public pressure to sack the minister. The minister did not return a request seeking comments about why he enlisted Nigeria in DCO. An email to DCO was not immediately responded to as at Wednesday morning. So the Islamification of Nigeria and the Fulanification of the space is something that continues apace. But somebody that is trying to now put a stop to it in lieu of Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa. So to Ekpa we go. Southeast leaders fighting Nnamdi Kanu are dead already. Simon Ekpa, the new voice of the space. So let's now hear his debutant speak. Simon Ekpa, one of the new leaders of the indigenous people of Biafra, has said that the Southeast leaders working against Nnamdi Kanu are already dead. Pardon me. Ekpa, in a state, actually, let me start that entirely all over again. Simon Ekpa, one of the new leaders of the indigenous people of Biafra, has said that Southeast leaders working against Nnamdi Kanu are already dead. Ekpa, in a statement on his Facebook page, criticized leaders in the southeast for keeping quiet in the wake of Kanu's arrest. He described anyone who has accepted offers from the government to keep mute on Kanu's current travails as a dead man walking. The exposition continues. We will start visiting those that they have visited with offers in order to shut their mouth upon the abduction of our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. The struggle for Biafra is now in a different level, and we are in a critical moment of the struggle where all hands must be on deck. If Nigeria terrorist government approach you and offer you a position in the government in order to keep mute on the abduction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you accept the offer instead of following Mbaka's step, you are a dead man walking. The spirit of Biafra and the ghost of 5 million Biafrans killed by Fulanis will strike you at the right time. It will come as a human being, as a spirit, as a nature, and in every form. Ekpa was recently appointed as a director on Radio Biafra. So that is a landing position. So that is the thrust of his policy. So that is him essentially announcing how he's looking to approach the space. So to all of that, and to you, Igor, we see you. Ajanle Koko, we see you. Ola, we see you, and Lead Copart, we see you too. So let's go to Lead Copart first. Lead Copart, good to see you. What are you making of the narrative? Lead Copart. Lead Copart. Okay, we don't have Lead Copart. Okay, let's go to Ola then. Ola, good to see you. What are you making of the narrative?
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Ola. Good to have you.
Yeah. Where do I start? Should I start from?
Start from Professor Akintoye, who has gone to the ICC to put a case of genocide, crime against humanity, and all manners of savagery against Buhari and his co-travelers. So he has gone to the ICC to make this case, and the ICC have come out to acknowledge receipt of that position. So what are you making of that? The Yorubas go to law.
Yeah, the first thing that came to me is, do you actually think the United Nations or ICA will actually act on it? Because I just want to know your opinion before I proceed.
No, I think they will have to act on it depending on if that petition meets their benchmark. They will have a benchmark that the petition has to meet before they are obliged to then carry out an investigation. And you can be sure that somebody like Banji Akintoye would not take a petition to ICC that will not meet benchmark. So it's almost certain that they will, or because they said they have acknowledged receipt and they said they will respond with an explanation as to the position they take next. So wait and see is essentially.
Yeah, I think it's a very good and highly strategic approach. That's my opinion about it. Because why I asked that question before now is I've heard a lot about one Jane Mohammed, Amina Jane Mohammed, that used to block whatever they sent to United Nations. And I try to persuade people that United Nations cannot be likened to any local institution in Nigeria where it is all by man or woman. Because whosoever try to even do whatever they are crediting to Jane is just, that person is on self-destruction, self-destruct, that it's just a matter of time, the person will just have his career crash. So the way I see it, what Professor Akintoye and those people that signed those things, the way I view it is that they are several years ahead of Buhari and his Fulani co-travelers, because the way they are building the case it's going to become very difficult for any of them to claim that they are not aware, because I took time to read all the pages, and it will take someone that is not
Oh, you
human
mean you
being.
read the petition?
I read all the 27, I
My
think 26,
God,
and this.
man.
I read everything this morning. I
Wow.
read
Well,
everything
well
paper to
done.
paper. So now the way they articulated everything is going to be very difficult if United Nations or AIC, if they are objective enough, is going to be very difficult for someone to sit and say, "Oh, this is not true." And whosoever want to counter such kind of articulated document, that person has got a lot of effort to put in to counter all those things.
Yeah,
Now,
Ola, that is why I was saying that it will be very difficult for them not to act on it, because that petition, I can almost guarantee you, and you have read it and you are impressed, I can almost guarantee that they've looked at all of that is required for the International Criminal Court to act, and they have benchmarked that petition to match what will almost force the International Court to act. So I don't see how the International Court would not act. They may investigate and then say, "Oh, it's not enough," but certainly they have to investigate.
it will be very difficult for someone to say those things are not enough, even despite of dashing ambassadorial role to the like of Buratai and this former Inspector General of Police, all those things. It's just a matter of time. Now, where I see this thing is the pressure now, whether all these government merchants and those terrorist sympathizer in the presidency, I want to see how they are going to be able to withstand that pressure. Although I know they are romancing with Saudi Arabia, they are romancing with Pakistan and all those people that they've been linked with terrorism one way or the other. But the way things are going is I don't see them surviving the pressure. So now when people called, although I still have the feeling that some of our elected leaders are cowards, but I never for once believe that Nigerian leaders or Nigerian general Yoruba leaders, I've never believed that they are cowards. So when you say people are not cowards, this is an example, because you learn before you start fighting, you first of all build your defense before you fight. So by the time you fight and someone is taking you upon that, you've already built your defense to even counter whatever they are telling you. That is exactly what Professor Akintoye, and those people that sign are doing. See the way they've tactically shown support for Sunday Igboho, because Sunday Igboho, you will definitely see that Sunday Igboho is not clamoring for war. He's only agitating for his right, for he's agitating that, okay, I have right to my property, I have right to my life, which the federal government and those people in the presidency, which they've been looking away from. And to make the situation worse, do you know, if you look at those documents, do you know that Nigerian government, they successfully intimidated the media, that some of those brutality, you will never find those things on AIT, you will never find all those things on NTA.
No, it's not even brutality. It's more paid off, because they pay these people off, don't they? If you look at somebody, a classic example will be Channels Television. If you ever want to hear any news, and if you don't want your evening ruined with by getting irritated, don't ever watch channel news, because it's just a patter cake nonsense that they dish out there. So they've bought a lot of these journalists that is really more the case.
Yeah, they've intimidated some of them by different means, although I don't have this evidence, but let me just say ASA, even there were attempts on the lives of some of those journalists at a point. So now the least penalty that those media can get now, if they try to talk too much about Fulani, is 5 million fine, or they shut that media down for a while. So they've intimidated them.
I was lampooning Channels Television just now. They did exactly that. Remember when they interviewed Emma Powerful, the spokesperson for IPOB? They suspended them and fined them 5 million.
Exactly. So now, when they now know that all these evils now, when they could not cover it because of the power of social media, we have the servant in the Lai Mohammed that has been trying his best to make sure that he gag people that they don't talk on social media. If not because of the power of social media, some of these evidences will have been covered up. Some of the documentary evidences coming from individual with their phone, individual with their camera, or someone that went there on event, when that event happened, they managed to articulate everything. Just the same way that you could see the Nigerian government try to cover all the events in Lekki, that even the military, everyone denied that they never killed anyone.
The body count of that Lekki is starting to come out in the pathology report, because the last time I checked, the pathologists were saying about 99 bodies passed through their system in Lagos State at that time. So there's still a lot of that should also be part of that package that they are taking to the ICC.
Exactly. That's
the
Lekki.
Is the Lekki thing part of it?
Yes. That's a Lekki that even foreign media are aware of. Now, come and now look at all this local appetite and the way these people are killing. Someone went to his farm, he saw Fulani eating his elubo. When they spread that thing, just to complain, you cut the leg off, you cut the hand off. So when you look at all these things, the main media, they don't cover all those things. I remember even telling a friend that this one is happening. The guy said, I will never believe you because no media was covering it. The guy is saying in Canada, I say, okay, sit down there.
Okay, Ola, just for reasons of time, let's move on to this Issa Pantami narrative. So just
yeah, exactly. I was coming through that what is happening now to Issa Pantami.
Yeah.
Because one thing I want to understand about Issa Pantami is this, because I'm trying to wrap my head around the implication of this data, because I know that there are many.
We don't seem to feel the full weight. This guy is collecting data. A lot of this data, once they capture it, there's no escape. They are capturing your biometrics, which is your face in its entirety. So, and your fingerprints, your home address, everything, they are capturing this in data. And once they have that data, they have your identity. And they are giving all this data to Saudi Arabia and Pakistan. This is what is going on. And without you completing those forms, you cannot do banking, you cannot get a phone. We don't seem to appreciate fully what is happening.
Yeah, exactly. Because for me to look at whether my fear will be at a normal level or will be elevated, what do you think they are going to do with it? Because are they gathering this data because there are many ways. The national
just to interject, Ola, you asked what are they going to do with it. A sampling, a forebinger of what they're going to do with it is what we've already seen with Nnamdi Kanu. They'll feed your data into a system, and if you ever pass across an Islamic structure, they can just pick you off. So essentially, what happened to Nnamdi Kanu? Once all of our data is vested in that Islamic pool, if they want to yank you out from anywhere in the world, they just put you in the Islamic database, and you get Nnamdi Kanu. This is my reading.
Okay, that is good. It's not as if it's good. At least at that level, people can still know how to mitigate. Maybe pata you stop traveling unnecessarily if you know that you are an adulter type. But my fear is this. Data sometimes can be used to mark some people that government don't like some people and they want to eliminate them. When you say elimination can take different form. I don't want to talk about this thing. So, data sometimes too, the way PANTAMI too is collecting data too. I said it here 3 days ago or there about that. I'm afraid the way they are manipulating the data, that I hope by the time Buhari will leave too, that the whole Nigeria will not have got some population of Fulani from Mali, Fulani from Central Africa, that all of a sudden they are Nigerians from nowhere. So now I know data can be so dangerous, this data, because my fear is this, I hope they are not marking our businessman in any particular region, whether in the south, whether in the north, just to make sure that they push them, they coerce them into supporting the government and use them to sustain this category, this Fulani oligarchy or those people that want power without knowing what they are going to do other than evil with it at all costs. So that's where my
No
fear is
matter how
coming
you
from.
square it, or like, no matter how you square it, your data in the hands of an Isa Pantami, it can never be anything that is in your favor, ever, under any circumstance. A self-avowed fundamentalist you know the history of this guy, and you know who you are. You are a Southern Christian, a liberal thinker, and he is fundamentally opposed to your being, and your data is with him. It cannot be a good thing.
Exactly, because that's my fear. For example, if you give the bad people the data of, okay, these are the concentration of the rich men from the south in a particular region, and I don't know what those bad people can do with those data there. Those are my fear. I hope you got what I'm saying. So
No, I
because
do.
they can
Yeah.
they can divide the the demography. Or these are where the rich people have. Without these people, we can stop people. We can stop Yoruba from advancing their self agitation. Those are my fear. Those are my fear, and I'm saying that I don't know the level, but I know that leaving data with PANTAMI really is very dangerous. And when you don't know who to romance, when people are romancing those people that are advancing, Nigerian leaders start romancing those people that will keep bringing us backward. So we are at a very I don't know how to describe our situation, but I know the situation is so pathetic and so scary that if the Nigerian leaders do not move very fast, oh my goodness, they will say.
Ola, how can it possibly be to you, Ola's advantage, that your biometrics and personal data are in the hands of the Kingdom of Bahrain, the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, the State of Kuwait, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Sultanate of Oman, the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia? How does that advantage you in any way as a Yoruba man of a liberal thoughts and a Christian faith?
No advantage. It's scary. All those data, when someone has full data about you, they can use data, third-party data, to commit crime on behalf of the owner of the data. Those are part of the fear. Okay, the owner of the data is somewhere in Nigeria, but someone is using his full data because they know everything about him to commit crime on behalf of that person somewhere in Saudi Arabia. That's the fear. So that's what I'm saying. I say that it goes beyond arresting people at the airport. There are so many things they can do with it. So you can never trust person with terror capability, or someone who sympathizes with terror, with terrorists, with your data. It's so unfortunate that that is what the type of leader we have in Nigeria today, because most of them are criminally minded. So that is unfortunate that what we have. So it's so scary. I don't have the right word that can elevate my fear. That is why I'm using the word scary. If I have something to use that is not scary,
I share that fear with you. As a Yoruba man of a Christian faith, I don't want any of my data anywhere near Pakistan. But as an Igbo man of Eastern faith, Simon Ekpa, let's go there. Southeast leaders fighting Nnamdi Kanu are dead already. So this guy now essentially announcing himself into that space, Simon Ekpa, and his language, of course, more of the same, consistent with the language that we've always heard from that region. So the arrival, the debutant, Simon Ekpa, announcing himself onto the space. So what are you making of this guy's introductory broadcast, essentially?
Did I hear you say he said those elders that betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are dead already? Is that what he said?
Yes.
I hope it's just an analogy, because I personally, I won't like a situation where someone now uses crime, violence, to agitate for what, there are alternatives, there are alternatives to it. Now, like, for example, this is an example that Professor Akintoye just demonstrated. And we've seen this Tony Nnamdi. We've seen what he is doing to true Ninas and all those things. So there are many ways. There are many ways to put these people under pressure. See, this is the way I see things. Now, those people in the Aso Rock, for example, merely for the fact that they submitted their names to the international court, whether they like it or not, they are human beings. Their life can never remain the same because.
And by the way, when they are traveling through your Heathrow Airport, your JFK, etc., their heart will skip a bit too, because no matter what reassurances they get, they know that that they are under investigation and they could get that.
Exactly, they can never remain the same again because the way because the way it is that someone that is not strong mentally can even develop high blood pressure because they know they've committed crime. A criminal can never have peace of mind. So that's why I say for the rest of their life, until that particular name are out of that court, they can never know peace. That is why you see a criminal, once they commit a crime, they need numerous crimes to sustain and to keep themselves safe from that particular crime they've committed.
And this is an opportunity for the international court to show some backbone and some bravery as well. Because if they're able to move against Nigeria and all of these sort of people, that will send a signal right across the entirety, at least of that African, West African space, that there are no sacred cows. So if they can go after the Nigerians, then that tells you that they can go. So this is an opportunity for that ICC as well. But will they balk at the just the weight of it? Are they willing to do the heavy lifting?
I think those people that we do the heavy lifting will be Nigerians, because you don't just send to those people and forget about it. The more, at least the like of Gorbachev and so many leaders, they've had their taste, either as a witness or whatever at that particular space. So what will make that more potent is the more we keep pushing. All these criminals that have been reported, they won't just wait, they won't just stop. So as they don't stop too, if our leaders that representing us, if they keep pushing, I know somehow one day we might get result. It might not be the total result we want.
You know something, Ola. If the Human Rights Commission and the ICC, the International Criminal Court, and all of these bodies, if they want to signal their fitness for purpose, and that fitness of purpose really needs to be signaled to the African space, the one thing that will send that signal more potently than most will be to have this Burutai in handcuffs and paraded. So if they handcuff him and parade him internationally for crimes against humanity, especially off the back of that Lekki toll gate, that sends the signal to all of these spaces that look, there's a new minimum bar now beneath which we will not allow anybody to go. So they need to stay strong, but I fear that they might not have the brevity or just the weight and the gravitas, to take it on.
Yes, because the current government is protecting them. That's why I'm saying that.
No, I'm talking about the ICC. Do they have the backbone? Do the ICC have the backbone to do what this opportunity presents them with?
Yeah, they have the backbone, but we have to show it is Nigerian people that we have to prove to them that they are ready for it. If we don't push, they will not push. But if we keep pushing, they will act. That's why I'm saying that, okay, for example, now these guys may be protected under Buhari because of their diplomatic rigging, the way they rig these people into diplomatic position. But if we have another government tomorrow, assuming they give it into Tinubu tomorrow now, I will forget about it. That may die down. But even if you give it if you give the presidency to Igbo man, Yoruba man, and those people that took them to that ICC continue order that, knowing quite well that they are protectors, those people that are protecting them are how you still continue pushing to make sure they bring these people to book. I think ICC can do more than biting. Really, they can do that. They've done that before.
Thank you, Ola. Stay there. I want to hear more from you, but I want to quickly go to Alexander because we're never really able to hold on to Alexander for too long because he flits in and out because of our work commitments. So to Alexander quickly, and apologies to Igo, Ajanle Koko, and Lit Kopat, but for reasons that I've just stated. Alexander, good to see you. So the Yorubas go to the International Criminal Court to take a position, an aggressive position, 27-page long. PANTAMI handing our data to Saudi and Pakistan. the new entrant into the Southeast space announces his arrival, Simon Ekpa, issuing threats to the Igbo elites. And yes, so that essentially is the narrative. So your thoughts, Alexander? On mute. Oh,
Okay,
yeah. No,
can you
you're
guys
good.
hear me
Yeah,
now?
we can now.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
It's a good thing that the good professor has sent in a petition to international court in The Hague. Let them intercede. Let's see what they're going to say. Let's see how we're going to move this forward. That's the right thing. It's not about being physical. It's about doing the thing the right way. I remember when Kanu came to the United States, I know he was told by the higher people in government that get us a million signature and we'll get you Biafra. So I don't think he was able to do that. But this is what professor's doing.
Do you able or willing? Do you think he was unable to do this or unwilling to do it? Because
No, it was unable. It was unable to do it. It wasn't unwilling to do it. He wanted to do it, but he couldn't do it. A million signatures is a lot. So that's one. The best lawyers in Africa, Yoruba people. So they're going through the right channel.
And the best lawyers in that ICC too, they are Yorubas. People don't know this. All
but
the best lawyers in World Trade
ICC,
Organization everywhere, they're all Yorubas.
Yeah, but the head of the ICC, if I'm correct,
is an Igbo woman.
Correct, is an Igbo man.
Man, all right.
From my wife's village, so I know because I know they were celebrating it when he won when he was awarded that position.
It's a war around.
I know. Concerning Ekpa, I told you to listen to the way Bia pronounced his name. It's not Ekpa, like peanuts.
No, but I know, but I just for you, yeah. I don't. I just anyway.
I know. You.
But Ovie told us
you're being tongue in cheek.
You're
being tongue in cheek. I know that.
I'm being tongue in cheek. Yes, it was just.
I know
Yeah.
There's no iPod without Kano. There's no iPod without Kano. The man is an extremely charismatic man. He modeled himself after the greatest Igbo man, in my opinion, born about Igbo woman, Ujuku. He cloned him, he mimics him, he knows how to move his people. What they did to him is criminal. That should never happen. But that was the Marudiko version 2. That was what happened there. Yeah.
So they've perfected it this time around. They succeeded
they were able to get it done this time around. They almost did with the Marudiko. Well, the sedation wore out.
Did they not say that it was his secretary or something that alerted that she?
No. What happened was he was banging on the container. He was banging because the sedation wore out. It was I believe it was Luton Airport.
Yes.
So So they perfected it this time around. I hope nothing happens to him. If anything happens to Nnamdi Kanu, that country will be up in flames. I'm telling you that right now.
Yes.
So they need to be very careful. He's not the healthiest person in the world. I think he has an enlarged heart. So they need to be very careful with him. What's the third topic of discussion again?
It's Pantami, the terror sympathizer, minister of digital space.
Isn't that supposed to be like... correct me if I'm wrong. I'm beginning to forget England a little bit. Isn't such national insurance number? Isn't that supposed to be like a national
along the lines
number?
of essentially your NI number, the Nigerian version of, and the data that is captured in the national insurance number. You only need to quote that number anywhere, and your life history appears on the screen.
Yes,
so this is the thing. Yeah,
that's true. So I don't understand why. First of all, I don't know. We're not sophisticated enough to start collecting people's vital information. Secondly, why are they sharing it with Islamic countries? I don't understand that. So it's easy for them to pick on you. I don't get it. There's something funny about that. Something needs to be done about that. That doesn't make any sense.
Yes,
I can't even do anything in Nigeria because I don't have that number.
Just to interrupt you, Alexander, you said now something needs to be done about that, and it is when you get to that point when you about anything within the Nigerian space. when you get to that point and you think something needs to be done about this, and then you are looking to the space that should do something about it, that is when you see that you're in real trouble. Something needs to be done about it, but the
Yes.
people doing it are the people really that are vested with the power to do something about it. So who is going to put a stop to Buhari? Nobody. So this is the thing.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. What's going on in Nigeria?
We're in trouble. This is what is going on.
Yeah. It's become it's worse than someone said it the other day, and I think I fully subscribe. It's worse than Abacha's period.
No,
This is
Abacha
crazy.
was a saint compared to this guy. Abacha
Yeah,
was
I mean,
a saint. Abacha did a lot of good.
Absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me let the other guys take control of the space, because I don't want to circumvent them. So let them go ahead and do that.
All right. Good to hear
And
from you, Alexander.
I'll be listening at the background. Okay.
All right. Let me shuffle you for Ego then, because Ego has been flitting in and out. So that's Alexander. You always look forward to hearing from him, and there he is. So now to you, Ajan Lekoko. Thanks for holding. Actually, before I go to you, Ajan Lekoko, I think Ego was here earlier. So let's go to Ego first with your permission, Ajan Lekoko. So Ego, to you. Ego, are you with us? Ego. Okay, we've got Ego. So, Ego, to the talking points.
Yeah, good evening, guys.
Good evening, Ego. To the talking points, the Professor Akintoye goes to the ICC to file a petition of crimes against humanity against MALLAM Buhari and his band of beheaders. So that's position has been filed with the ICC, and the ICC has acknowledged receipt of that. So we await that space. The terror-loving, self-confessed at least terror sympathizer Pantami, he is handing over Nigerians' personal data to Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Oman, etc. So that cloud of foreboding continues to loom. And Simon Ekpa, the new IPOB man, is saying woe betide all Igbo elites. So he is trying to announce himself into that space in the language of the person that he seeks to replace. So to all of that, Ego. Are you there, Ego? Can you hear me, Ego? Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, Mr. I mean, one man.
Okay, you carry on then. We've lost Ego again. This is what happens. But carry on. Ajale Koko, since you have the floor and you know the talking points, talk to the points. So thank you, Ajale Koko. To you.
On the Professor Akintoye petition to International Criminal Court of Justice, we that are agitating for our own nation within Nigeria, for Yoruba nation and Biafra nation, I think we should all be happy by this development. I see it as prosecution of Buhari criminality has begun. That's the way I see it. Because Professor Akintoye, I believe they have packaged a lot of evidences to prove their that this criminal administration, what this criminal administration have done to Yoruba, the brutality they have done against Yoruba people, how they have the criminal herdsmen came to our villages, kill our people, and without doing anything, without taking any action against them, without taking any security measure to stop the killing of our people. And more importantly, what the federal government did to Igboho, going to his house, killed people there, attempted to kill him, but he was able to escape. and took a lot of
Ajale Koko, the petition that's been put forward has been quite specific, and they have not said the administration. They've detailed names. So the Controller General of the Customs, Hamid Ali, Inspector General of Police, Akali Baba, Chief of Army Staff, Farouk Yahaya, the former Chief of Air Staff, Sadiq Abubakar, some other guy, Ahmed Abubakar Audu, Controller General of Immigrations, Mohammed Baban Dede, etc. So what they have done is to attach specificity to a lot of these things that they are alleging. So they're saying specifically this crime to this person. So we might not be able to nail all of them, but there should be sufficient, surely, in all of the packaging of this 27-page petition to nail at least 2 or 3 of them. And that Burutai is especially vulnerable off the back of what we saw at Lekki Toll Gate.
Well, yeah. So Buhari's name is not mentioned.
No, Buhari's name is there, but of course Buhari's name is there. But Buhari, Abubakar Malami, their names are there. But then I just went to that section to give you those names.
Yeah, Buhari's name is what matters most. Is the head of is the president, and all others are in government by his grace. So everything starts from him. So I believe that what Professor Akintoye have done is just to show to the administration that they cannot get away with what they are doing. The international community will come after them.
Just just the filing of this petition and the acknowledgement by the ICC that the petition has been received and they are going to respond. Is this even a caution on the government to tread carefully, because they know now that the international space is focusing? They can't go and continue to savage at the same speed and rate when they know that a case is already being built against them. So does this caution them slightly and pull them back slightly, do you think?
I think it will caution them slightly, or rather will put a permanent check on them, because Nigeria is a signatory to United Nations Charter that give the right to citizens in their country to the right for self-determination. So what Igboho is doing in Nigeria, and those that are agitating for Yoruba nation, are not doing anything that is against international law. And this administration specifically came after Igboho because of that agitation for Yoruba nation, nothing else. That's why they came after him to kill him. And all the evidences are very clear. The way they savage his house, the way they kill people, everything are there for international.
Because the reasons, of course, why the DSS are claiming they went to do what they did at Igboho,
yes,
the reasons remain feeble and ambiguous. There's no clarity on why they did it. They said it was stockpiling weapons. There was no weapons that they found, and that has been proven. He was not advocating violence. In fact, the antithesis of that, he advocates non-violence push for self-determination. So he's doing rallies to sensitize people as to what is going on from his point of view. He's right, of course. So we don't know still why they did what they did.
Yeah. So, and this administration also told everybody to stand up and defend themselves. The Minister of Defense said so, and the President, in the recent interview he granted, he said that he sent back 2 governors from Southwest to go and do what they're supposed to do at home. when they call for help for security of their state. So this administration has completely messed up themselves with, I mean, they've messed up themselves, and international community will not sit by and then let them get away, because International Criminal Court of Justice, they have to stand up and do their job. This petition is a strong case against the illegality and the criminality that administration commit against the people of Nigeria. So the Igbo have their own petition as well. I mean, yesterday we were talking about Igbo petition to International Court, Criminal Court of Justice.
There was human rights that they went to, but I think the human rights have told them to get lost.
Yeah,
they went to the International Human Rights Commission. That was where the Igbos went to with the Nnamdi Kanu kidnap and rendition. But the International Human Rights Commission has come back to say that Nnamdi Kanu's human rights was not violated either in Kenya or by Nigeria.
Okay, so they have not been to International Court of...
no, they have not been to the ICC. Okay. Maybe they are preparing that case because his lawyer did speak in that direction that he's going to go there.
I believe that the Igbo, the Biafran, will also go to international. So it's going to be a serious... We are building a very serious case against this administration.
It will be a real travesty if at least one person in this administration is not presented in the international courts for crimes. But I mean, after all that has happened, it will be then the international court itself is under trial with this thing that is going on in Nigeria. Because if they say nothing doing, then they are not really fit for purpose. Then we just then concede that they're just political tools being used by the West to
right.
because this is a crime against humanity that we have witnessed in Nigeria.
That's right. You are right about that. So International Court, Criminal Court of Justice have to do something about it. Otherwise, just like you said, if they don't do anything, it's going to look like as if they are just a dog that can bite, but cannot bite, or rather a dog that is used by the West, to bite smaller nations around the world that stand up against the West, imperialism or something like that. So it's a good case that Yoruba are building up, and I believe Igbo will join. And let's wait and see. Maybe something good will come out of it.
Okay, talking about dogs and biting, Terror PANTAMI, he is now handing over, because he signed Nigeria up now to some whatever organization they are calling this, Digital Cooperation Organization is what they are calling it. And the members, of course, are the Kingdom of Bahrain, the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, the State of Kuwait, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Sultanate of Oman, the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So this is the organization now, the digital supposed organization that Nigeria is going to benefit from, and your data is now being piped into their central pool. So your data in their database, Oman, Pakistan, etc. What is your reading of that? What's going on there? Terror PANTAMI.
You see, that country, Nigeria, I don't really know what is going on there. Those that should have been in a position to enlighten people better about what to do, what not to do. It seems that they are not really working, particularly the media, the press in Nigeria have compromised completely. They don't enlighten the people. They don't, challenge the government. They don't stand up against the wrongdoing of the government. Because this PANTAMI, by what he has done in the past, praising Osama bin Laden and standing in support of terrorism is enough to get him out of that position. And if Nigerian press are being that,
not only out of that position, but even in custody, this is somebody that should be in custody for some of the things that he has said and done.
Yes. So if it had been that the press in Nigeria are really doing their job well, they should have raised a lot of noise against this man. They should have pulled him down. But you see, they kept quiet, and the administration keeping this guy, such a person with a bad record, with a bad record of support for terrorism, tells us a lot about this government.
Let me just explore with you in just how much trouble we are. So this NIN thing that they are doing in Nigeria is your social security number in the United States, the national insurance number in the United Kingdom, is your identity number in every other country. So it's along those lines. So they are doing this and your social security number in the United States, the national insurance number in the United Kingdom. As soon as they put that number on any screen, all of your life history is there for anybody to see. Depending on the level of access that person has, they can see the end from the day you were born to that day that you are in front of them. They know your shopping habits because your credit card is linked and is linked. So they know the entirety of your life. So now this NIN thing that they're doing in Nigeria now, they are using it as a prerequisite for opening bank accounts, for getting a mobile phone, for transacting, for getting your passport. So there is no way that you can function as an adult within Nigeria without having that NIN, which is what this PANTAMI is promoting. And as soon as you, and they are doing biometric capturing as well. So as soon as you feed into that system, all of your data is available in Pakistan, in Oman, in Saudi Arabia, etc. So this is what is going on.
It is it's just as I was saying. Some people or the media that are supposed to stand up are not standing up, and it's when we have democracy and we don't see the media or the press as they call not functioning well, that democracy is heading to nowhere. Because the press is the mouthpiece of the people in every democracy, and they stand up against every bad administration by speaking for the people. So PANTAMI is not supposed to be in that position in the first place, but this administration kept him there because of one agenda or the other, and it is getting clear to everybody that it is a terrorist, a guy that have a record of supporting terrorism is the one in charge of our biometric and everything. So I would have.
For both dark clouds for a lot of us, people that are critical of the system, people that the system wants to get rid of, people that are against the promotion of a certain sort of a color. So everybody is just vulnerable by virtue of that. They force you to hand over your data, and they are stockpiling it in Saudi Arabia and Oman. This is like
you were saying now. One of my fear now is that you can even be in Lagos and someone in Saudi will be monitoring you.
Oh, this is it.
Yeah. So if we have if we admit that we have some people or some organization that are really giving out information to our people, maybe they should have informed the people to boycott this exercise and not participate.
Yeah, but you will be able to function is the thing. You will not be able to run your bank account. You will not be able to have a mobile phone. You will not be able to do just the basic function of day-to-day life.
Look, we in the Southwest, or let me say in the South, we are the ones that function with all those things. When you are talking about bank account, a phone, and all those things, when you look at the records of how many people that have bank accounts in Nigeria, you will see that 80% of them are in the South. You understand what I'm saying? So if everybody in the South had been informed not to participate, the exercise will have crumbled. If nobody is saying, oh, we are not doing it, we don't want this guy. This guy cannot be the person in charge of our record, of our information. And everybody said they are not participating. But you see, those that are supposed to be in that position to inform the people, to enlighten the people, they are not really functioning. The media, the press is dead in Nigeria. And that is the havoc that we are going through. There's nothing to enlighten the people, to inform the people. This is what we have to do. And the rest of them that are trying, to inform the people, to stand up for the people, they are being oppressed, they are being tear gassed, they are being chased out every day by this criminal administration. And you will see our people supporting them for tear gassing, for trying to suppress a dissenting voice against this administration. That is unfortunate. What is going on?
Talking about people being suited for spaces or not, the new champion voice now from the IPOB quarters are Simon Ekpa. Alexander just came on to tell us now that is not of the Guguru and Ekpa variety. So, but Ekpa, this is what Ovie told us.
Ekpa. Is it Ekpa? Is it Simon Ekpa? I think it's Ekpa.
Not Ekpa. Okay, so not Ekpa, like Guguru and Ekpa.
These people will be waiting for you.
No, I'm just trying to get the pronunciation right. So it's not Guguru and Ekpa. Okay.
It's Ekpa.
Okay. So this, let's just call him Simon just to save my head. So this Simon fella now, is he fit for purpose is the question. So he has come out now. Certainly he's as punchy as the person whose shoes he's stepping into. It says Southeast leaders fighting Nnamdi Kanu are dead already. So Simon Ekpa, he is the one making that headline by introduction into his now new position as the voice of the IPOB space. So pretty much the king is dead, long lives the king, pretty much the same language and texture as Nnamdi Kanu. So he speaks to the space in that language. But what are you reading of it or making of it? This new guy now, Simon Ekpa.
What does it mean that the people that are not supporting Kanu are dead already? What does that mean?
What is essentially saying is that people who are either taking money from the government, not empathetic to the Kanu cause, are speaking against Nnamdi Kanu or wanting to glory in his present situation, that all of these people are going to feel the weight of the IPOB movement. So what he's saying essentially is that it is still business as usual, that the ESN is still in situation, the Biafra narrative is still propelling, and the IPOB organization is still in full form. So he's essentially telling them that nothing has changed. We are still coming for you.
Oh, yes. I want to agree with him that IPOB are still, they are still in place. The ESN are still there as well. What just happened to them is that the voice that motivate them, the voice that drive them, that powerful voice of Kanu it's not there.
Just sorry to interrupt you, Ajanle Koko, but I feel as though this guy, this new Ekpa guy, he seems to have some potency and some verve as well. He's a colorful character. He likes to play dress up, so he has that self-confidence of, he likes to play dressing up, and he's not shy in his language, at least from this announcement that he has put in the public space. So he's a robust character. I think they've spotted the talent well, but does he have, so at least from his landing on the space now, I think he's come correct, but I don't know what you're reading into that.
Oh yeah, it's going to take some time for him to get to that level where Kanu was before he was taken to captivity. So Kanu's voice is very powerful. It's a strong, diving, energetic voice that drive people, that wake people up. So and with that strong propaganda that he put into his message, that is very strong. So this guy may get there, but it's going to take some time. So what happened to Kanu came unexpectedly, and they're still in shock. So everybody's still in shock. They're still looking for where is the way now? It is like, they just found themselves in darkness, and they're looking for a way out of that darkness. So maybe he's going to, it's going to take some time, the way I see it. So
okay, Adanle Koko, let me give you a feel of what this guy is actually saying as his first introduction to the space. Ekpa, in a statement on his Facebook page, criticized leaders in the Southeast keeping quiet in the wake of Nnamdi Kanu's arrest. So even keeping quiet now, it damns you, according to him. He described anyone who has accepted offers from the government to keep mute on Kanu's current travails as a dead man walking. So the ambiguity of that and the threat that underpins that. So listen to what he said. He says, in a statement on his Facebook page, Ekpa criticized leaders in the Southeast for keeping quiet in the wake of Kanu's arrest. So anybody that is not speaking in favor of Kanu is already damned. He goes on to add, he described anyone who has accepted offers from the government to keep mute on Kanu's current travails as a dead man walking. So he's saying anybody that has accepted offers to keep mute on Kanu's affair. So how is he able to identify who has accepted offers? He cannot. But if you are keeping mute, essentially you are. So I'm not quite sure. This guy is coming coming in a bit funky,
Well, he's trying to imitate, the way Kanu.
The bombasticness.
Yes, the bombastic message of Kanu. That's what he's trying. I guess is trying to imitate. Kanu. For us to respect Kanu, you see, when Kanu called on Igbo people not to go home, to sit at home, and everybody sit at home. I mean, everybody sat at home. That was one of the wonders that I can say we have seen in recent time in that country. It's a wonderful thing. So, but what is very important for us to know is that IPOB, they are still there. ESN are still there. Their ideology is still there. So,
do you think they will look to do something just to show that they're still around? Are we expecting some sort of activity from the ESN, especially just to show that they're still very much potent within the space? Are we expecting them to show some potency?
Like today, I think I had the news that ESN attacked some military posts today somewhere. Maybe they attacked some military posts, maybe in Enugu or somewhere. So they are there. They just trying to simmer down a little bit, and they will come up. Maybe they're trying to re-strategize and come back up later, because the incarceration of Kanu, they have not gotten out of it. They still feeling, that is a shock to everybody. But I think they're re-strategizing. They cannot die down like that. And the more this administration continue to go after them or kill Igbo people, the more they will get stronger. And the same thing in Yoruba land. So, and what Professor Akintoye did today, I believe that, I mean, by sending petition to International Criminal Court of Justice, the moment IPOB, you know, do the same thing, I mean, that will energize them, that will give them hope, because I believe what Professor Akintoye did today will, you know, the news will spread out from tomorrow, and, you know, that will give Yoruba nation agitation some hope that, oh, we can still get there. We are doing something at international level that, you know, can help us to promised land. So it's going to help the Igbo too. Once they file their own petition against the International Criminal Court, it will energize the IPOB and this Ekpa. Now we start speaking up more, you know, to energize its people, you know. So
thank you, Ajande Koko. Thank you. Stay with us for as long as you can. If you are able to round it off at the end, it'll be good. People look forward to that. So Ajande Koko, so I see you, Professor Datao and Rational Mind. But before I come to either of you, you guys are regulars on the platform. Actually, let me go to you, Professor Datao, first. So, Professor Datao, you are in situation. So let's, because you are already on the screen. So to the narrative, the ICC acknowledges Akintoye Igboho 49 Yoruba groups petitions. So the Yoruba groups have gone to the International Criminal Court to take a position against the MALLAM Buhari administration. So to that, and Terror Pantami, he is linking the Nigerian portal into an Islamic portal to funnel information on Nigerian personal data into an Islamic pool. So in the hands of the terrorists is where our data is going now in Nigeria, courtesy of Terror Pantami. So Southeast leaders fighting Nnamdi Kanu already dead. Simon Ekpa, the new name now, you know, they are telling us it's not Guguru and Ekpa, but the guy that likes to go around wearing costumes. So he announces himself on that space. And he goes on to tell us that Facebook, Twitter, IPOB to launch Biafra social media platform. So that's still Simon Ekpa still talking. So to all of that, and good to see you, Professor. Prof.
Okay, hello. I think, are you hearing me there?
Yeah, perfectly. Good to see you.
Okay, yeah. Let me start with that of ICC. Professor Akintoye did something that pleased me. You see, that's a problem or elite have in the Southeast. You see, I don't blame Simon Ekpa for making that statement. See,
just on that. Is it,
you know, there's a statement in my language. I'm going to say it in Igbo and translate it. I na-ekwu sị na onye nnia junyeli nwanna ya dugala ori na-eji ọkpa agbawa ụzọ. What it means
sounds dangerous. So the way you are saying it before.
Yes. What it means is what it means in broken. Let me say it in broken. Papa we send him pikin make he go thief. That pikin they use leg kick door open. That why I'm saying it is when an elder does something, you know, encourages a young one, it brings out more results. What Akintoye did, I like it because those other agitators, he's giving them inspiration to go ahead. You understand? It's a very good mood. I say thumbs up to him. And I also advise all those Yorubas. Though I'm very happy with how the Yorubas are moving because they have a better synergy than us. They should keep what they're doing up. And they should go around and fish out all those that ate Jacob's porridge. They should fish them out. They shouldn't be in their midst. Now, I also advise the Ipob or fellow Igbo elites to do the same because this is very, very necessary. It's a pity that whatever they filed to ICC, the International Human Rights Body, they said that Kanu's right was not violated. It's a shame for such a body to come and say that nothing was violated. That shows that there are two things. Either that body doesn't want to say the truth, or they were bribed, or the information they were fed
You see, I
for them
found that
to come
curious
out with
too.
such speech
Prof,
was
I
false.
found that curious too that they would say that his right was not violated. So,
Yes.
unless they are using some criteria, they shouldn't let them rest on that pronouncement. They should ask them to define the criteria that they used to arrive at that conclusion. That because to the lay eye, to all of us, his rights were violated. I cannot think of anything that violates fundamental human rights more than what happened. The story we heard about Kanu. So if they are saying his right was not violated, then let them tell us the process they used to arrive at that, and let them also explain to us what exactly does it. Somebody has to be beheaded before their right is violated. I mean, what are they talking about?
You see, it's a shame. As far I don't need a prophet to tell me that what they're saying is wrong. This man, MNK, was kidnapped. This is worse than kidnapping. He was kidnapped. His passport that is meant to go through endorsement was left behind. That shows that they wanted him dead or alive. Even I came across something on social media which I believe is true. I learned he was, when they wanted to get hold of him, he fought like he resisted them, and it was that resistance that even enabled him not to be killed. I
No,
heard
this
that on
was a
one
story that
platform.
Pansat was telling us yesterday.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, but I'm not surprised that such a story holds waters, because before all these people they just wanted him dead or alive. He was kidnapped. Okay, why have they not brought him out for a kind of open speech? Why? This man was kidnapped. They should not stop saying. So let me go back to the matter of Akintoye. He did something I'm very, very happy of. And I also use this medium to say other groups that want their freedom should also file a petition, well-articulated petition to this ICC. They should do that. Now, let me talk of this so-kind Patani. There was a day, that was when I was still in Nigeria. I was in a vehicle. In short, let me mention it was in Oka. Somebody from the north and a woman, both of them, they lived in the north. It was in that vehicle, the woman said something I will never forget. She said in the Quran, there's a verse that supports a Muslim, when there's a case between a Muslim and non-Muslim, even if that Muslim is wrong, that Muslim should support his fellow Muslim irrespective he's wrong. And in that vehicle, that person from the north said it's true. It's true. So what Patani is doing, he's just walking according to the Quran. Why should he be sharing?
But it's very dark and dangerous, though. It's dark and dangerous that all our data, we are being forced to hand it over, and this guy is handing it over to the Islamic Republic of Pakistan.
Yeah, it's questionable. See the nations he's allying with. All of them Islamic in nature. All Islamic. In short, core, not only Islam, but core Islamic. And our data is there. They know why it's there. What these guys are trying to do is to find a way to engulf us, to circle us around. So anytime they want to launch an attack, they will be able to have some level of success, because when you're able to know someone's information, you're able to track him. Now, we all know what goes on in the military. The military has, I think there's a department, military intelligence. That's what they use to find out intelligence report in order to see how they move forward. That Pantani of a guy, that's to show you the type of nation we are. This nation, that man ought not to be in such a sensitive position.
No, it should not even. It should be in custody. Is what I'm insisting. But I want to move you. Go on. I want to move you on to the next story, but before I do that, I want to, with their permission, shuffle Ola and Ajanle Koko to bring in now two new voices that we've not heard from before, Akintoye and Vin Michael or Maxwell. So Akintoye and Vin Maxwell. So back to you, Prof. So now, before I go to this next story, tell me how this guy's name is pronounced, because of course he's new to the space, and we're trying. Is it Ekpa or this Simon? So we're speaking about Simon now, and he is saying that
It's Simon Ekpa.
Ekpa.
It's Simon Ekpa. That's the best I know. But in our
Ekpa.
Igbo language, sometimes yes, Simon Ekpa. But in our Igbo language, sometimes some places, Simon Ekpa. Some places have the way they pronounce. But it's Simon Ekpa too, based on my knowledge. And in them, they can also call him Simon Ekpa. So that is his name.
So all the jokes of Guguru and Ekpa that I was getting ready, I should forget it.
Whatever it be, whatever it be.
But to serious matters, though, he is saying that Southeast leaders fighting Nnamdi Kanu are already dead. So he's saying that if you are mute, if you don't speak in defense of Kanu, you'll be finished. If you speak against him, you'll be finished. In fact, anybody that is not speaking for him is finished. So this guy is he likes to do dress up, but he's not coming as a joke.
No, that's it. What I have known with Simon Ekpa, he's much more of a word man that does his best to put fire to that word he utters. You understand? You see, these so kind elite from the Igbo land, as far as I'm concerned, they're one of the biggest problems to the Biafra agitation. Let me give an example. Okay. What's his name? Simon Iwohu. No one knows where he is. But I believe all the elite in the Yoruba land know where he is. But if Nnamdi Kanu was ever at home, bet me, he would have been caught long ago. That's to show you the problem we have with our elite. I remember there was a time, I also mentioned it
because of the Sabos.
There was a time, Nnamdi Kanu, he mentioned it. People met him and played with him. Okay, this Biafra agitation, Anchor Ahonezu Igbo with the struggle. MNK mentioned that a lot of people played with him, which he mentioned names, but I remember the name of Onye Konwenu, and he agreed. He said, imagine either the first or second meeting they had on that matter, the next, I think either that day, the information, what they had in that meeting had already reached the caliphate or whatever. You understand? That's to show you how bad or the elite we have are. So Simon Ekpa is doing something right. And one thing I will bet this elite, I'm pitying them. What will happen? See, this Biafra, if it will come, it will come. That one is clear. And one thing I know in life, you will reap whatever you sow. What this
do you think this Biafra will come? Nobody thinks. Anyway, let's not do that because we do that all the time. But
see, it's a matter of time. I remember the first time I heard that this Biafra agitation will come back was in the year 1991 after watching the film The Man Who Saw Tomorrow. Someone in my yard then told me that some man who saw tomorrow spoke on Biafra and he said it will come back. I doubted it. I doubted it with all seriousness.
What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
I'm on phone.
I know.
Okay.
Work.
Yeah.
No phones.
Okay. Excuse me, I'll come back, please. I'll come back.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Prof has to go attend to matters. So let's go quickly to Vin Maxwell. So Vin Maxwell, people are asking you to perk up that it looks as though you are ready for your bed. But before you go to that bed, just start to the matters we're discussing. Vin Michael, good to see you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well, my brother.
Brilliant. So to the narrative, we're speaking about the Yorubas going to the International Criminal Court to submit petitions of crimes against humanity allegations against MALLAM Buhari and his co-travelers, Buratai, Malami, and the rest of the horsemen of the apocalypse, also known as the Fulani beheaders. So the Yorubas go to the ICC to submit crimes against humanity petition against their Bokis. So to that, and still with their Bokis, the terror PANTAMI, this minister in charge of digital communication, he has signed the Nigerian state up to an alliance that is essentially a conglomeration of Islamic states to share data on citizens. So essentially, all this data that they are capturing from the southern regions of Nigeria, they are funneling it to places like Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Oman, etc. So is that foreboding dark times? I'm asking. And this Simon Ekpa, the new now voice of the IPOB, speaks to the space with a stern warning to the Igbo elites not to sleep or sit too easy. So to all of that, Vin, good to see you.
Thank you very much, my brother. I would like to start with the last. I spoke to you the very first day Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, and I was in pain that day, though. And today is the second day I'm appearing on your program. You see, Simon Ekpa, looking at my, my own experience in the military, over 25 years of military experience, and Simon Ekpa is also a military personnel. I think retired, a reserve.
No, it's not. Yes, personnel. It's a toy soldier. It's not a proper military. It's just like a Boy Scout sort of thing. That's not.
No. He is a reserve military officer.
No, it's more like a Boy Scout sort of thing, isn't it? Really. Let's not paint him as he is not. It's like a Boy Scout sort of thing. But let's not.
Okay, you see, yeah. I don't want to double into that because I look at what is what he has. I've interacted with him several times, and these are what I'm telling you is what he has also told me in the past. But for me, I served in the Nigerian Army for almost 25 years, and I resigned 2004 from the army because of what I witnessed in the Nigerian Army. The Nigerian Army, as at that time, we were not all that highly politicized. But today, I can tell you that the Nigerian Army is highly politicized and tilted in such a way that they are favoring an ethnic extraction in Nigeria, and that spells doom for Nigeria. You see, what I have seen, why I left the Nigerian Army when I left it 2004 was because of the Southern Kaduna people. If you go to Southern Kaduna, you will find out that there is a place they call Zango Kataf, and you have the Kachia local government. There is a place designated, given to the Fulani, what they call Laduga. And another name for Laduga is, you can call it Ruga, you can call it a Fulani settlement, you can call it colony or whatever, anyhow you want it. And it was about 70,000 hectares. If you go to that place right now, it's more than 70,000 hectares surreptitiously taken by these Fulani people that, settled there. That is the problem of that Southern Kaduna. The 70,000 given to them, 70,000 hectares given to them has been encroached, expanded up to 120,000, if I'm not mistaken, as at this time. And most of the owners, the indigenous people in Southern Kaduna, tell them, no, you cannot do this. And they begin to kill them. And when they kill them, these people, the indigenous people, organize themselves with their dengon, their bow and arrows and things to come out to defend themselves. These people will invite the soldiers. And unfortunately, I was a commander that was, invited to go to that operation. Why did they send me there? To go and quell the indigenous people that were fighting for the encroachment on their ancestral land. When I got there, I look at what I saw there. I said, no, I cannot do this. This is an unjust war. If I fight these people, I'm bringing curse to myself and my generations. I won't do it. So as time goes on, so I said, no, I cannot dwell in this kind of military. I have to leave. And that was the reason why I left my brother. So looking at the Nigerian system and what Akintoye has, is it Banja Akintoye, right?
Yeah, correct.
Hello?
Correct. Yes, Banja Akintoye,
Yes.
Professor Banja Akintoye.
Good. It's long overdue. I don't even expect that it is only going to be the Yorubas that are, the Yoruba and the Bohos, that did it. I wanted all the ethnicities that are indigenous in Nigeria to support that petition. It is long overdue, my brother. I signed that petition as well. And I am encouraging you see, one thing with Nigeria is that it's like the caliphate has beaten the rest of Nigerians, including the southern part of Nigeria, to the dust. None of them wants to come out.
It's a Stockholm syndrome.
As if they are afraid. As if they are afraid. You see? So, and because if you look at the history of the indigenous people in the northern Nigeria, because I spent roughly 20 years in the core northern part of Nigeria, they don't speak, they don't talk. They have marginalized them, they have beaten them to the ground that they cannot express themselves in the north. I'm telling you the truth. I do not know if there is anybody that have lived in the north that is in this program. You will bear me witness of what I'm telling you today. Even if they are trained and nurtured, their mind has been, they've been brainwashed.
Sorry, who is they? Because we know that the north is there's more diversity in the north than there is in the south, because the south is roughly broken into 3 or 4 subsects. But in the north, there are countless ethnicities, but the predominant ethnicity in the north are the Hausas and the Fulanis. So who is beating who down and who is repressing who? You said you spent 20 years in the region. So what account are you able to give us of what exactly is going on there? What is going on in the north?
Yes, my brother, what I'm going to tell you now is that the Fulani oligarchy has beaten the rest of them, including the Hausas.
Are you able to
Thank you for saying that.
We say Fulani oligarchy, but are we able to unfurl that a little bit more? Not so much to name names, but just to know because it's such an ambiguous term, the Fulani oligarchy. So what is that space, that Fulani oligarchy? How does it manifest itself?
If you have been paying much attention to the system in the north, you will find out that the divide and rule system, the Fulani Caliphate, brought into the northern part of Nigeria, divided the indigenous people, and these indigenous people, the majority of them there are the Hausas. Then you have the Biron people, you have the Kanuris, you have the Bachama people, you have the other, there are so many of them there. And they brought in this thing and tell them that, oh, your brothers are corrupt, your chiefs are corrupt. This is, they divided them. And as they were dividing them, these people were busy fighting themselves. They were fighting themselves. Oh, and what you see, one thing with I don't want to ethnicize some things, but we have to tell ourselves the truth. If we can tell ourselves the truth and name names, my brother, you will see we will be in a position, to solving so many problems that have been,
What do you think the agenda is? Is it just land grabbing and domination?
No, you see, my brother, I want to tell you. I want to tell you a certain story. I don't know if you have been to Kaduna before.
No, I've never been past Ibadan.
Okay, if you have been to Kaduna before, way back in the 80s, the central market, Kaduna, was called Kaduna Central Market. It was called Kaduna Central Market. And if you go there now, it has been renamed into Gumi. Alhaji Gumi Central Market. Do you know the significance of renaming it? To remove that
Is that not after Sheikh Gumi? Because
yes,
and
that
his
is the father.
He and his father.
The father. So that name now, that Kaduna, it was Kaduna Central Market. That is what it was known. It is named by the indigenous people. But as time goes on, they try now to remove those symbols that represent the indigenous people, more especially the Hausa people. So they have removed them and replaced them with the Fulani names, and their
what is the dominant ethnicity in Kaduna? What's the ethnic mix? Just I'm not holding you to anything, just loosely. I'm not saying what you're saying is categorical, but you have been there. What is the strength? What is the ethnic mix in Kaduna?
You see, the ethnic mix in Kaduna, Kaduna is considered as the center of the northern region. And everybody is battling to take over that particular place. Good. So, and you have in Kaduna, you have the Kaje people.
No, sorry. Let me tell you what I'm saying. For instance, let's use Lagos as an example. Lagos is a healthy mix, but you will say a good 40% to 45% of Lagos is Yorubas, and then maybe 20% Igbos, and then the rest cascades. So in those terms, what is the mix in Kaduna? Just so we can have some data to what we're talking about.
You see, the Hausa people own Kaduna, and there are other tribes in there they call the Kaje people, the Kajes. So I cannot tell you the percentage,
But essentially, it is Hausa land, Kaduna.
It is an Hausa land, and that they are the dominant in that place. And there has been a very serious battle to take over that place, just like the way they took over Sokoto. Sokoto is an Hausa. Sokoto is Gobe. It's an Hausa it's an Hausa town. Sokoto is an Hausa town. And it has been taken over. If you go there now, the only thing that is prevalent in that Sokoto now is the Hausa language. Most of the indigenous infrastructures and names has been taken over. That is that. So these are the problems that they have been fighting in that north. And
have they been fighting it though? Because what we are hearing is that the Hausas have just rolled over and surrendered. Is that really, have they rolled over and surrendered, essentially, the Hausas?
It is not easy for the Hausa for you to just roll over the Hausas and all the other ethnic nationalities in the north. The problem is that these people, let me just use, forgive me to use the Fulani ethnic extraction, has one thing in common. They will take over a particular place and make sure that they plant their people or persons of their interest in those positions. If you go back and you look at what happened to Aminu Kanu, Aminu Kanu started what Elzazaki is doing today, to bring out the ethnic, the Hausa, the indigenous people in Kano, and he was shot. He was killed. He was killed using state actors. This is the tactics they use. If they find out they cannot get you, they will use the state actors. That is what is happening in Ekiti State. If the Yoruba people stand up against them and chase them out, they will use the state actors. This is what they do, and that is the reason why
actors, the security,
security apparatuses. That is what they use. The military, the police, the DSA, they will use them to come after you. That's their system. Because they cannot fight you, but they will use other people of their own interest to deal with you. And by the time they intimidate you, other people will begin to fear. That fear, they will instill fear in other people that may likely to come up. It is only the courageous people like Nnamdi Kanu, like a Sunday Igboho, and the rest of them, those people like Mayegu, AY, Dadato, Koiko, those people that are shouting today, these are the
where's
people.
My name on your list? Where's my name on your list? Look at that.
He's a member of the forum already. Don't worry, he's a member.
No, I'm only joking. But just in that space that you were in, you were in a space before that. Let me take you back to that El Zakzaki narrative that you just mentioned in passing, because I wanted some clarifications there. Is El Zakzaki, is he a Hausa man?
El Zakzaki is a typical Hausa man. He's an Hausa man.
Yeah, good. So the question I really want you to go to is that El Zakzaki narrative. Is it a Shia Sunni narrative? Is it a Hausa Fulani narrative? Or is it a combination of the two? Because of course El Zakzaki, a Hausa man and a Shia, and then the dominant Islam in Nigeria Sunni, and the people in situation in power are Fulanis. So what is that struggle? Just your understanding of that. El Zakzaki, the Shiites, Nasir El-Rufai, MALLAM Buhari, the Sunnis, and the Fulani. So that mix, what do you think is going on there?
You see, the problem, in Islam, they have almost, I think, about 5 sects of Islamic, they have 5 Islamic sects. And the dominant ones are Sunni and the Shiite. And unfortunately, Sunnis are the majority in Nigeria, and the Shiites is where El Zakzaki belongs to. So what is going on there now is the supremacy of religion. That is what they are fighting.
Okay.
In that very
so it's not so much the ethnicity, but the religion.
And it also boils down to ethnicity, because once your religion is being overpowered, your ethnicity has nothing to do anymore.
Can I ask one question?
Go on.
Good.
Yeah. Well done, Vine. I think.
Thank you very much, my brother.
You've really made a very great point. I want to ask you a question as a military man. Now, I understand the story of that Kasia local government, all those areas given as a reserve grazing route that they converted to Emirates. Now, what do you think exactly? Because that question, what do you think is happening exactly in Borno State? Because from my understanding, Borno are mainly Christian. Do you think after these Boko Haram people have captured Borno, how easy do you think it's possible for the next government to reclaim that particular space, that Borno? Because already they've displaced the main owner now to bring for the Emirate for Fulani to bring the people there as if we were in the olden days, where some city, some warrior will just capture a particular place, display that. That's one question. Then,
let him just address the one question so that we can, because we still have Akintoye as well. But if it's a short question, then yeah.
Yeah, I have another one. Then this the fear about this integration of Boko Haram into our military. We may not really know the implication. What do you think the implication is, at least from a military man?
Oh, all right, thank you, Ola. So address those if you can, Vin.
Okay. Okay. You see, the incorporation of this Boko Haram into.
Oh God, I didn't remove him.
I think I don't have no. I don't have no explanation about that. How can you? Inculcate, or let me just say, add or take people that has been killing, terrorist group, terrorist personnel, enlist them into a national conventional army. It has never done anywhere in the world apart from Nigeria. There is no country in the world that has ever enlisted terrorists, known terrorists prescribed by the world, terrorist index committee, into their national conventional army. It is the worst thing that has ever happened to Nigeria, and that alone will show you that Nigeria is drifting into a very serious problem, into a ditch. Now, in Kanuri, you see, when you go to Borno, Borno Empire was headed by the Kanuri people. They are the indigenous to Borno Empire, the Kanuri people, the Kanuri Empire. So that was the only empire that the Fulani Caliphate has never, conquered. Just like the way they
Abacha was a Kanuri.
In that one too.
The Zakis. No, it was, that's what they call Ruwabiu. In Hausa, that's what they call Ruwabiu. Abacha was a Fulani and a Kanuri. It was Ruwabiu. It's not pure. It's just like you have. Abacha was a. We call it
a mixed blend, mixed race.
Mixed race.
I'm using the Hausa. The Hausa Bokwe. That is the correct Hausa. The Hausa Bokwe. Explain it to you. It's called Ruwabiu. That's what they call them. It's not pure. There is what they call Hausa Bokwe and the Banza Bokwe. The Banza Bokwe are those mix, and the Hausa Bokwe is the real Hausa people. So that is I like here you come with that. I like here.
Look at that. I hope you are not plotting to come and take my cryptocurrency with your
never.
Engineer, you tried, you run away. You think you can compete with a military man speaking Hausa? Don't try that.
One man, nobody's asking you if you have crypto, or you're the one telling people you have crypto.
No, when they are using foreign language to speak over the computer, they are using magic tricks. But I guess
we are sorry.
Good to have you, Vin. We are really enjoying the interaction. We get this sometimes. The last time we had this, we had Black League that came and illuminated the place as you are now. But so this Simon Ekpa now, so you are saying that do you find him fit for purpose? Of course, he likes dressing up, but then I say that in jest, always dressing up in costumes. We are not accusing him of cross-dressing, but the language that he's coming up with now, is this the language that you want to be hearing from that space? Simon Ekpa, he is trying to step into those shoes. Well, what is your reading? Simon Ekpa or Ekpa.
You see, I don't blame him for whatever he is doing right now. They said necessity is the how do they call it? Is the father of all invention. You see, where there is loopholes, people like to fill it up. And he has been a good, follower of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and a participant in that IPOB movement. I love that guy so much. I love his, the pedigree and the strength, the vigor in which he, exercises and, broadcast. Anytime I listen to him broadcast, most of his messages. It is a very good person, but I do not see anything wrong with what he has, has done. I stand to be corrected, because the way he is doing what he is doing, you see, everybody, when you look, if there is what they call in the military, that's what we call rules of engagement. There are 5 of them. Rules of engagement. So, when you start with, soft tune and so on and so forth, and once your life is threatened, then you use the last resort, as we call it, the use of deadly force. And and you can only use that one once your life is threatened. The use of deadly force, that is the last resort. But what I am saying here now is that it has been a long time, this so-called saboteurs in the East has been doing all the things that they've been doing and getting away with it. I suggested, I am not a proponent of crime, but I suggested before that they should be taken care of. I will also speak in the tone of Mazi Simon Ekpa, if I will be given the chance.
It's Ekpa. You see, it's Ekpa now. Okay, thank you, Vin. Good to meet you and good to have you amongst us. So hold that position, because we'll still be coming to you in bits, but just to sweep up all the voices. So stay with us. Before you leave, there's a private chat in the thing. If you have to leave, just let me know. Then people wants to hear from you some more. So just stay with us for as long as you can. Good to meet you. And engineer and rational mind, with your permission, let me go to Akintoye next, who is also a new voice to the space. So Akintoye, good to meet you as well. You know what the talking points are. ICC acknowledges Akintoye Igboho 49 Yoruba groups petitions. So petitions, crime against humanity against Buhari and his co-travelers. So Professor Banji Akintoye, the emeritus professor, he makes his move. Terror-linked Pantami hands over Nigerians' personal data to Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, etc. So this guy has gone to sign us up with an organization called Digital Cooperation Organization, and the members of that organization: Kingdom of Bahrain, Kingdom of Jordan, State of Kuwait, Republic of Nigeria, Sultanate of Oman, Islamic Republic of Pakistan, and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So those are the members now of this Digital Cooperation Organization that the terror lover Pantami has signed the Nigerian state up to. A person also signaling his arrival in public consciousness, Simon Ekpa. Southeast leaders fighting Nnamdi Kanu are dead already. So this is how this Simon Ekpa announces himself onto the space. So to all of that, good to meet you, Akintoye.
Good afternoon, one man. I really appreciate this privilege. Let me start from the one you said last. Simon Ekpa taking up the order which Nnamdi Kanu left behind. It's a very good move because when you look at it, the way the federal government thought is that, okay, when you take the shepherd, the sheep will be scattered everywhere. But it's a very good, bold move for this guy to just think of it and just take up the mantle. In that way, you'll be able to gather any scattered or any running away sheep back together. And like a few days ago, I listened to one of his statements when he was saying that they want to use every means.
You know, I've never heard him speak. Does he have a solid voice, or is he? How is his projection? Does he command authority? Is he authoritative?
Honestly, it does, because I've been following this guy for a while, even before Nnamdi Kanu was picked up. I've been following this Simon Ekpa for a while, and I do listen to him. It's like this guy. It's like he used the same voice as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, honestly. And the only fear is this, because the way he's taking his own this thing now, it's like he's requesting people to come up with ideas, which I don't think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has ever done that one, because he run a one man show, which is very good because in this kind of struggle, you want to be scared of saboteurs. Are you getting what I'm saying? So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ran one man show, which is very good.
He still got saboed.
Yeah, that is the problem, because Yoruba will say "Tikuli obapani, tode olepani." So and this Simon Ekpa, he called everybody. He was calling people to come up with idea. He was calling them to bring media advert so that they can put it even on CNN. They put it up there. That is what the guy was saying. But my fear, if Nnamdi Kanu is eventually released, if people enjoy the way this guy is taking them,
stay in that space for a moment. Do you see that happening, and under what circumstances?
Nnamdi Kanu being released. Yeah, it might not happen under this present administration. It might not happen under this Buhari administration, because Buhari administration does not even interested in taking him alive. They actually wanted to kill him. And yes. Why did I say that? They don't have anything against him until Nnamdi Kanu started ESN. When he started ESN started entering bush and chasing all the Fulani men out. That is where he has problem with Buhari.
Akintoye, you said they were not interested in taking him alive. But the thing is, from the time that they kidnapped him to the time that they showed him as a prize in public, there was a 8-day lapse then that nobody knew where he was. So if they wanted to do away with him, they could have. Nobody would have known.
It's because they knew that where they picked him up, maybe one or two people have recorded something about him. That is why it took them that long before they can come out with anything. Even when they went to Sunday Igboho's house, if they had gotten him that day, they wanted to kill him.
No, they wanted to kill him. Yes.
They will not claim that.
Just to interrupt you, Akintoye, when they went to Sunday Igboho's house, this guy wears this armlet and whatnot. And they've been watching too many Yoruba movies where people are turning into cats and dogs. Do you know that when they got to his house, they were killing the cats, they were killing the dogs, they were killing all the fowls and chickens because they thought this guy had the power to transform himself into cats and chickens. But what they don't know is, this guy, he will walk in the middle of them and they won't even see him. This is the thing, Ejinle. But
exactly. Exactly. So they actually wanted to kill him. And if they eventually succeeded in doing that, they will have said, we won't know who went there. They will be claiming as maybe unknown men or no gunmen.
Unknown gunmen.
Or they will even say, they won't say unknown gunmen. They will say they did it, but they will say that it was killed in a gun battle. This is what they usually say, in a gun battle.
One man. I don't see them doing that. If they would do that, they will have announced that thing. This thing. Okay, I think I came back around 6 p.m. I got a notification from that lady, Lady K, that Igboho's house was under attack. That was around 12 midnight in Nigeria. Are you getting what I'm saying? So if they will actually do that, they will have done that immediately, maybe 7 or 8 a.m. in the morning. But they didn't say anything until maybe I think 12 or 14 hours later. So I know probably maybe they will be sitting down somewhere and be thinking of what they would tell the public, that maybe they want us to fight or something. Maybe they want the public to fight back so that they can hold on to something, or I know they will have sit down somewhere and manipulate what they want to tell people that will be acceptable. That is why they came up maybe later in the day and be telling, we did this, we did that. And the kind of government we are running in Nigeria, I won't lie to you, is just I can't even explain it. When Obasanjo was there, Obasanjo ran an inclusive government. He discovered Soludo. He discovered.
This is the worst we have ever had it in Nigeria in all ways. The government is essentially a conquering force of the narrowing of all of governance into just the hands of one tribe. It's not something that we have seen in Nigeria ever before, and it is not something that is fit for purpose. It doesn't even serve them, because you look at this guy that they sent to the World Trade Organization now, that they've run out of people that are qualified for anything. They are now sending somebody with fake certificate to World Trade Organization just because you want to have a Fulani there, when the whole of Yoruba land is filled with people with Harvard PhD and Oxford Masters and whatnot, and the Igbo is filled with people from Cambridge and Harvard, and so the whole southern space is full of international credentials, and you are sending some guy with a fake certificate to World Trade Organization. Just because you must have a Fulani man there. So it doesn't serve any purpose, all this nonsense that we're seeing.
And honestly, Obasanjo discovered Soludo, he discovered Dora Quinley, he discovered even El-Rufai. Obasanjo discovered him.
Madam Ngozi. Did he not discover Madam Ngozi?
He discovered Madam Ngozi Iweala. He discovered what is this police officer?
What was that guy?
The Nuru Ribadu.
Even El-Rufai, he discovered El-Rufai.
Yes. He ran a very inclusive government when Obasanjo was in the office.
Who has discovered is Sadiya Farouk, who is looting the humanitarian fund. The other one, Zainab something, who is looting the Nigerian Post Authority. Abubakar Malami, who is just selling oil tankers and pocketing the money. And some some barbarian that is going shooting people at Lekki Toll Gate. This is
exactly. That's one of the reasons you see people up and down agitating for their self-determination. If everything is going well, nobody will stand up and say, "Oh, I want my own state." What will you be wondering? Why will you say you want your own state when you need light? You can see. You need peace of mind. You can see. My mother called me that she wanted to travel to Lagos. I told her, I said, I don't have money for ransom. You better don't go anywhere. Just stay at home. That is what I told my mom. You get what I'm saying? So, and things like this, we need to just be very, very, be very careful. And the way the things are going in Nigeria right now, because honestly, it's unspeakable. Honestly, it is
And it's
unspeakable.
getting worse, not getting better. You can't drive from Lagos to Ondo without having a pastor on commission on his knees until you get to the other side to tell him that you have arrived. You call fasting and prayer before you travel from Lagos to Ondo. You put a pastor and an imam on full prayer until you get to. Police escort to travel. You know that in the north, you know what they are doing in the north now? If they want to travel, you go and park in one spot, and then the other people
Go
that
in
wanted to
convoy.
travel, yeah, they can go in convoy. They
In
are
convoy.
it's not that you know each other, but you just park, and then if there are about 10, 20 cars that are going in that direction, and then you move. Not that you can protect each other, but at least somebody will see what has happening, what has happened. Right, this is what they are doing in the north now. They are traveling in convoys. We are not talking about security convoys. Private individuals parking cars
Of
and then
course, yeah.
following each other to travel around their own land.
It's that is Nigeria
Come
of
on,
nowadays.
too much.
That
The
is
fear
Nigeria
of
of
Buhari
nowadays.
is the beginning of wisdom.
The other day that they reported Pantami for being a
A
sympathizer for
terrorist.
Boko Haram. You see how they just padded everything, put everything under carpet, they just sat on it, and that was it. When Kemi Adeosun, the former Minister of Finance, when she had a problem with them that time, you see how they escalated everything until that lady left that post. You know, these are the things we're talking about. We're not in Nigeria now. There are two laws, one for other people and one laws for Fulani.
Well, this is it now. We have an apartheid system within the Nigerian states. It's what they had in South Africa in those days is what we have in Nigeria now. We have first-class citizens and we have second-class citizens. The Babokis, the only when I was growing up, I said this on this platform before. When I was growing up, the only two things that I knew of a Fulani man, you never even saw them because you didn't even really see them. The only two things, Meruwa and Mesuya, these were the only two things
Exactly.
that those days when they
Yeah.
would go and carry water for you, and then when you're feeling perkish, perkish, you go down the road and go and spend your 100 naira on suya. But now,
They speak in one voice,
Then on
but we
the
don't speak in one voice. That's the problem, isn't it?
yes, this is what the engineer always tells us, that is that unity of
They
purpose.
speak in one voice. That's why they're doing what they want to do successfully. But we can't speak in one voice, so we are busy killing ourselves, arguing that all the time.
All right, thank you, Akiniyi. Good to meet you. So I mean, hold your space. But now, engineer is speaking. Then we go to engineer. Unless there's anything else you'd like to say before I go on to engineer.
In fact, engineer, you get a big question.
Yeah, you can go on with engineer for now. Maybe I'll pick one or two things from him too.
All right, thank you, Akiniyi. Stay with us for as long as you can. Before I go on to engineer, let me quickly acknowledge AI efficiencies super chat. It says Abdul Mumin Adana. If you are a northerner from any of the ethnic groups, can you please come online and tell us about the happenings over there? So, what AI efficiency is speaking to is essentially some character that is on this platform as well. This is Abdul Mumin Adana. So he or she always chimes in with some sort of comment, but the name looks northern. So what AI efficiency is doing via super chat is essentially to invite him to come and be a bit vocal with his thoughts. And this guy continues to speak, but now in Hausa language, so it's clearly of some northern extraction. So also that's that. Thank you for the super chat, AI. But engineer, good to see you. The talking points. Professor Akintoye approaches the International Criminal Court with regards to Mallam Buhari's crimes against humanity. Isa Pantami, we are sending all our details to Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Kuwait, etc. And Simon Ekpa, he is telling all the Igbos that they are going to get Koboko if they ever speak against Nnamdi Kanu. So to all of that, engineer.
Oh, thank you. Good evening,
Sorry, before
everyone.
you come in, engineer, there are more and more people joining us. Thank you. If you are not subscribed, already subscribe. You only have to subscribe, and then every day you get to hear from engineer, as you get to hear from him now. Engineer, to you.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening, everyone, and good morning and good afternoon from every corner, every angle. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys for coming in. And also, after now, I think one man, you have been summoned. So I need to speak to you after I finish talking this now, because you have been summoned to my table. And
What have I done, though?
I have
I'm
to
worried,
table
though.
it, but I'll table it later.
Okay.
Well, you see, this is a good stepping stone for Professor Akintoye. You see, these are what we call leaders. When they tamper with your soil, son of your soil, and you know that the country is draining into a gutter, then you have to take it internationally. So those people there will see it and they will weigh it and they will give you the feedback. But the good thing is a movement has been made, a petition has been done. So I give credit to Yoruba leaders, because when you come to things like that, Yoruba leaders, they don't look at how rich you are or how poor you are. If somebody is coming out to say the truth and you attacked him, there will be there's so many Yorubas that they will come out and speak in one voice. I think with this outcome, I give them thousands of credit, and it's something that Nigeria need to be fixed as soon as possible. Well, okay, and when you come to think about Mr. Buhari Pantami, is it Pantami or Pantami?
Pantami, Isa Pantami.
Let me give you good narration now. See, these people said they don't want electronic vote, right? But Nigerians are pushing them to that limit. What do you expect? What do you want them to do? They will take details of Nigerian citizens. They are all preparing for 2023. If Nigerians said we need electronic votes, that's fine. They will take your details and give it to another country. People will sign it there from there. You understand? This is what they're doing. This is a plan work. They are preparing against 2023. So regardless of taking data to share it to another country, they're not gonna harm you. They won't do nothing. But it's just when it comes to that election, you'll be surprised that you ticked in the same fingerprint you ticked in, you end up ticking the same people that they're into that power. They are very smart. They know what they're doing. We are just here crying or this or more. They take our details, this and this. They know what they're doing. They're not gonna harm nobody. But when they're preparing against 2023, what will happen? And since they decide to okay, let's do it manually, people are busy saying no. Nigerian leaders, the way they are always weighing Nigerians. They always weigh the noisemakers, the people who are there trying to distract them from committing the atrocity. So if they weigh it and they say, oh, they're becoming too much, then they'll have a plan B, what to do. So him taking data to Pakistan or to Palestine, come on, in Pakistan we have thousands of people there. Let's be honest to ourselves. You get me? And those people, they can just put that name into them at that moment when it comes to that election and do the fingerprint or do the electronics voting. That's it. Before you knew it.
You mean Pakistanis will be voting for Nigerian presidency? Is this where we are going now?
Of course. What do you expect? That's
because
a game
they all have the same name, Abdul Mumuni.
No,
So it can be Abdul
no.
Mumuni in Saudi.
Don't be surprised. They will take some Igbo names and give it to people in Pakistan when it comes to that election. They will just do the fingerprint. You understand? They will do it. So we're just here, killing ourselves and this and this and that. You see, these people, they are very smart. They have the money. Nigerian government have that money to do anything they want to do. So the only thing I keep saying is just people should wake up. People should begin to realize. People should start communicating to themselves. I always say this, when you see the best thing when people are when people are talking about issue of things and that, let's just forget about it. But these people know what they're doing, regardless of anything. Nothing will happen to no Nigerians. Taking Nigerian data to that place, fair enough. But when it comes to 2023, Nigerians need electronic vote. Then here we go. They're smart.
Okay, we'll see. We'll watch that space. We'll test that theory soon.
Okay.
But what they are testing in the East, though, this Simon Ekpa. Speak a little bit on that. This character now that has come into the space that is trying to fill the void that Nnamdi Kanu is. What are you making of him? This Ekpa character.
I told you some time ago, one man. I'm one of his followers. You understand? Samuel Ekpa, he started his program before even Radio Biafra. If I'm not mistaken, I keep saying this because when he started he is on his own. He's a one-man show as well. He's doing his thing. Before Radio Biafra came in and before you knew now, this is what happened to Nnamdi Kanu. And now everything is merging together between Nnamdi Kanu and Samuel Ekpa. And there's nobody can do the Radio Biafra in Nigeria because remember, if you started it, according to our brother here, Vine, he said they will come after you, either military or police or civilians. They will definitely come after you because that's why Ekpa is in Finland, and he's the only man that most Biafrans now they see and they hope in. And that's why they are transferring everything to him, the responsibility.
I mean, just in presentation, he seems like a larger-than-life character, and that space needs a larger-than-life character. In presentation alone, he looks as though he can. It looks as though he can step up to it.
Yeah, the guy is very entertaining. Let's start from there, to be honest. And I'll advise you one day to go on his show and you see it yourself.
No, I think I must do now that he's in the space.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. His English is very good and he's very perfect, to be honest. He flows very well. People do come on air and cheer him up and congratulate him for voicing out on behalf of the Biafrans.
All right.
So things like that, and that was it. So you've been summoned to my table now, and
what have I done, engineer?
Okay, let me use this opportunity to tell you some few things. You see what Vine said. There's something most of us we are missing here. You see, Nigeria is a massive. It's too big. We have 36 states, right? And I've been to 30 states. I live in 30 states. I want to keep that the remaining 6. I need to cover that 6 anytime I went to Nigeria, maybe for holiday. You see, when you live in Nigeria, you work in Nigeria, you live every part of Nigeria, you need to learn their culture, their tradition, the way of their living. You understand? One man, you just said it clearly that you only live in one place. You got me? You see, people are saying you are against Igbo.
Nobody has said that. You are the one saying that.
I'm coming. But me personally, I know you're not against them, right? Yeah. But sometimes the language you said, people will be thinking that you are against Igbo. And it's something you need to change the language, to be honest. If you change that language, trust me, things will be flowing. Because most Igbos now, they believe that you can never say good about them.
No,
either you said
I'm an Igbo lover.
Yeah, of course, I know you're one of the top Igbo lovers, but it's just maybe you haven't lived there. You don't know much about the tradition. And that's why people are busy, saying, "Oh, you're this, you're that, you're this, into them." And it's something we need to be very, 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 very careful in that area, to be honest.
All right, engineer. I'll
All
take
right,
that on
thank
board.
you. And
Yeah, go on.
yeah, back to my general there. He lives everywhere.
You know that our engineer is ex-forces too. We have a lot of ex-forces here. We have Mike, who is ex-forces as well.
No. To be honest, you see people like Brian, they know more about Nigerians. They know exactly. You see, when
these are the real Nigerians. You and me, we are just pretend Nigerians. People like Vine, these are the real Nigerians.
Of course, you see, when all those places, I've been to that places, and that's why when he's analyzing it, I keep nodding my head because he's saying the facts. Most of us here, if we don't go to some part of Nigerians, I notice most people will come out and be saying different kind of things against, the northerners, the other areas. See, I was on a live chat yesterday regarding a issue of Nigeria, and the funny thing, one guy from Middle Belt, from Benue, he came out and said this thing, like he covers everything. He said the Benue people are looking at Yorubas and Igbos, that they can't wait the Yorubas and Igbos to make that move. You see this Fulani of a thing. Fulani, Nigeria is not their country. It's not their country. This is something we need to understand. Even in northern area, they are waiting. They are hoping on the Igbos and the Yorubas to make that move. I'm telling you, if Igbo and Yoruba and Middle Belt come to realize and speak in one voice, trust me, Hausa man is ready to kick Fulani. They will kick them through Chad, straight away, through Chad or through Cameroon. These people are suffering there because right now the Fulanis have dominated the northern side, that if they hear any pim within 12 hours, 48 hours, they will strike you. This is their mission. That's why you see they are finding it hard to come towards the Southerners, because the Southerners, they've already alerted, and that's why ESN is blocking them, is putting that boundary in between the Fulanis. And this is what is happening. That's why you see now the Igbo leaders, the elite, the so-called elite, they are the one now selling people to the Fulanis. Because now, look, Imo State Governor, if you come to tell him the truth.
No, you have to call him a full name, Fulani made.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Whatever. When you come to tell him the truth, what will he do? He will rather call Abuja, and Abuja will recruit those bandits, those terrorists that they call them repentant, and they went through army. You understand? I told you some time ago, a Nigerian army, a sniper, he is clearing Fulani one by one. A Fulani man in the army said to him, "Excuse me, why are you killing them that much like this?" So that's where you know that something is wrong in that area. Something is wrong in Nigeria. And it's something, to be honest, these are the things that we need to start speaking in one voice. If we don't speak this in one voice, these Fulanis, they are ready to do anything. And if they start their mission, they will go ahead. You understand? So it's something we have to start talking to ourselves. I'm so impressed with what the Yorubas are doing now. For somebody to petition this to that stage, wow, that's a shocking, that's a stepping stone. That's to tell the Fulanis, you have a bad.
The other thing is how seriously the International Criminal Court takes it. That is the real thing. If they take it seriously, then we have something. But if they don't take it seriously, then it will just be another letter writing. But the letter has been written, so we see what the outcome is. Thank you, engineer.
No problem.
Yeah, before I go on to rational mind, I just want to make an appeal to anyone that is listening. I want to do a series on the property space within the Nigerian space. So I want to do that series right from buying the land to that process. So of buying the land to getting the builder, the architect, the design, the costing, and everything. So I want to do a series on all of that, just from essentially a man going to Nigeria to buy land and build that whole process. So anybody that has expertise in that space, I'm going to pop my Instagram details on the chat. So contact me via Instagram. I want to do a series around that. So the property market within the Nigerian space, right from the land buying, we just to use let's say a 3-bedroom bungalow as a test case. So we want to go through all of that process, the cost, the processes, the legal requirements, how to source. So that whole process. So if you know anything about that, contact me via Instagram, and then let's design a
Yeah,
series around
I
that.
will
Yeah.
do that. I'll do that. I have two links. You understand? And I have
Yeah.
one other guy that is doing the property. He's one of the agents. He just relocated to England here. I can send you his link if you can have it.
Okay, that would be brilliant. So it can be one person that knows how land can be bought in Nigeria and registered properly. So
Yeah,
that's one person.
even
And
though
then
you want to buy a house,
yes,
they're there for you, honestly.
and then the best areas to buy, that person knows it as well. So all of
Yeah.
that conversation, I want to make a series around properties, just that walk through. So it may well be 5, 7, 10, however many, but that process I want to put it together. So anybody that has real expertise and real experience in that area, just contact me via Instagram. So that's just something to look forward to for the future. But something that you can look forward to immediately now, the dulcet tones of rational mind. So rational mind to you, you know what the talking points are. Professor Akintoye goes to the International Criminal Court. Terror Pantami sells our details to the terror nations. And this now Simon Ekpa issuing threats to Igbo elites. So rational mind, let's hear from you.
Yeah, I've had a lot said. In fact, from the perspective of this Vine, the other man, Vine Maxwell, I must say, I appreciated his perspective that he brought into this discussion. Hearing from somebody who himself was.
Sorry, we're struggling to hear you a bit. Are you out? Are you out and about? Are you out? Are you out for a walk or something?
Yeah, I have to step out. Yeah, yes, I have to step out because where I am, I have to sit down now. So,
okay, do you want me to give you a moment and come back to you?
No, I'm. That's why I'm out here. I mean, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, but in muffled tones.
Can you hear me now better?
Yes, slightly better. Before I come to you, though, engineer, let me shuffle you. Let me tell you why I'm shuffling you. You know, I'm going to bring a voice in at the moment. It's called Hausa Not Fulani. You know, this Hausa Not Fulani, he used to come before you, and then you came. But I used to think that you were this guy, but apparently you are not. So this is Hausa Not Fulani. But back to your rational mind. Just to the talking points. Yeah.
Yes. Let me first of all start with that of Pantami. Pantami, we all know who he is. Ever since the old revelation expose that was done on him came out, that he was who we never thought he was, but some people knew, even in the government, which no doubt I know of the presidency must know about this. DSS, who does some kind of background check on people, after they ever do the background check, I don't know. They should have a little bit of information about this guy, but they did nothing about it. And even after we found out, even the people of Nigeria found out, they were like telling us, what are we going to do? I mean, he's done it, he's there, he has to stay with them. So, you see, and now we're hearing this, you know, we just knew that there's something, you know, we all just keep saying there's an agenda. But what precisely is this agenda? Although, even though we seem to understand, seem to have a hazy outline of what this agenda is all about. That's either a kind of domination that they want to dominate the other tribe, want to subjugate every other tribe, and even bringing into this religion into it, perhaps no doubt on the way it's looking. Because if you could have somebody like PANTAMI, who is a renowned Islamic cleric scholar, and who most of his education, if not for the few that I had, he did in the United Kingdom. He did it in Saudi, so we can understand who he is and his antecedents. So based on that, I don't know if okay, we all know what this government stands for, the Buhari government. We all know what it is, but it's just they come under the guise of we are for the people and we are for nobody, like he said during his inauguration. But we know what it is that there's an agenda. What precisely this agenda is what we're still trying to figure out, really, even though we seem to understand what it is. So now hearing that they are taking our information, I remember when I was on this platform, I was saying it that usually when I talk about PANTAMI, there's this feeling of not too okay with my data being in the hands of a non-sympathizer, terrorist sympathizer. And so I fear that is why, for one reason or the other, even on the first day when I had to come on your platform here, I just decided not to want to do myself. Because hearing now that they even have this tracker that they used to track people, to track even your WhatsApp, even WhatsApp says they said whatever message you send on WhatsApp.
I'm not sure that we are hearing you fully, Rational Mind.
You can't hear me?
Well, we can hear you, but in just like muffled tones.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, just power through the talking.
Can you hear me?
Just power. No, we can hear you, but it's faint. So just power through the talking points, just so we can hear from you. So the have you spoken on Professor Akintoye? No.
Did you mute me?
No. So we can't hear him. So let's go to Ego instead. Ego, hopefully we hear from you. Ego, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, Ego.
Hello.
Yes. So Ego, yes. So you know the talking points. So just speak to the talking points. Professor Akintoye goes to the International Criminal Court. Terror PANTAMI giving data as to Islamic jihadist that state, and this Simon Ekpa, he is now issuing warnings under the IPOB banner. So to all of that, Ego.
A nice move from that Yoruba professor to ICC. Well, let's see what comes out of it. And the president of this country must understand that the people of this country are not happy if your citizens are begin to drag you to the International Criminal Court. I think you must sit tight to know what's going on in your country, because that might turn out to be something very different. Nobody knows the outcome of that. Nobody is going to predict the outcome of what that petition might come up to be tomorrow. So it's a serious issue, and I think the presidency must understand that it's not really business as usual. People can be held responsible after his government has gone, including himself. So that is for that. Simon Ekpa is saying that whoever is rejoicing with regard to the Igbos
is a dead man walking.
With regard to Nandi Kanu, right?
Yeah, yes, he's saying there is a dead man walking.
Yes, this is what we say these things here all the time. If the Igbos agree, sorry, let me not use the Igbos. If the Igbo politicians, because sometimes it's good when you speak to this Igbo space, you try to be constructive so that you don't receive what you don't really, advocate for. You understand what I mean? So if the Igbo politicians really come up to begin to mock their own, I don't want you to be surprised. You can see their character, even as the country is burning. while their Southern counterpart are trying to put things in place, you will see that it is these same Igbo politicians that are trying to divide the South. Some of them don't even attend their meeting. So they are very funny politicians in that Southeast that ensure that we should watch very well and try to appeal to them to come to a normal understanding so we can think as one people from the South or across the country and build a nation. Then the issue of what was the third space? You spoke about. I think I've spoken to all the space. Hello. 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 Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I thought I've spoken with. I thought it spoke about three space. I thought I've touched the area. I don't know if there is anywhere I've not touched. I want him to speak on that.
Oh, sorry. Speak on what? Sorry, I had to step away for a moment. What did you want me to speak on?
I said I thought I have touched the three spaces. I spoke of Akintoye. I spoke of Simon Ekpa, and you mean one other space you were talking about?
Yeah, you spoke on Simon Ekpa and Pantami.
Yes, that's very important issue.
Sending our data to the beheaders.
We pray that the incoming government must overturn most of the policy of this present government. That should be our
Would it not
prayer.
be too late? Would it not be too late? Is the question, Nigo? Because we have already passed our data on to Saudi and Pakistan.
Just imagine. It might be too late, but there is nothing government cannot do. If we have a better government in place in 2023 that is really against what this government is doing, you will see some certain things being changed and some loopholes, some things that they felt that they are doing wrong with the blocks. So government can do anything. So let's not look at it to be too late, because that's the only way we can be safe from what is going on. If there is a change of power, we must have somebody fearless, president that has support, not only from the south, including from the north. Because if you look, the north is divided. They are not happy. Listen, my brother, you cannot be waking up every day of your life, 250 killed, 900 kidnapped, 1,000 killed, 500 killed, 800 kidnapped in one place, and you say that the people there should be happy. The people in the north are not happy. They are not at all. So they must vote outside the north, outside tribal, wherever, or religious. Now, let me quickly push something to you. You see this country called Federation of Nigeria, that they've gone to create a Sharia law in some part of the country. The whole Nigerians understand that that is unconstitutional. And the 12 states went on doing it. Our constitution clearly states that there should be no religious law. But they went on and they imposed that Sharia law in the north. That is to tell you that Nigeria is already divided in the north already beforehand.
No, that's absolutely clear, because of course, if you cannot abide by that Sharia law, then you cannot live there. You know, so they are essentially they've essentially created a no-go area for people of the south, because the people of the south do not want to live under a Sharia system.
That is where I'm going. That's where I'm going. Why they create a no-go area there? They are not trooping to the south to come and have all kind of fun and do all kind of things, even killing or doing all kind of things. So we need leaders like Akeredolu from the southwest. We need leaders like Yesu Wike from the south. Now let me complete. We need leaders like Utom from the Bintu Belt. We need leaders like Darius Ishaku from the north. We are only going to push those that are speaking truth to power forward. And those are the people we should be advertising in this platform, so that, because what we are saying here, these things are going very far. And that's why you see too many people coming, new faces that you've been saying this day. So we must advocate in this platform for the best. We must push the best narrative, though we might not be so good, but at least we can make some sense out of what we are saying. So these are the governors today that are standing for Nigerians. Nesuwike is there from South. Akintoye is there from Southwest.
Okay.
Uton is there, Central. Taraba
You see,
is
I
there,
wanted
but
to
there
get
is
that guy.
nobody speaking.
Hold on, Nigo. You see, I wanted to. Oh God. I wanted to get that guy before he left, but you didn't give me the space to get him before he left. But thank you, Igo. Just sum it up in a few more. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, what the? Sorry, maybe the guy might be back. I don't know. But
yeah, no, I wanted to just capture his last words, but he left. Yeah. Go on. Yeah.
Okay. In a few more sentences, let us try to speak to. We have a problem in the southern region, and the problem is coming from the southeast. They should rethink and try to bring their people together, work with their southern counterparts, and let us have a better country.
All
we can do it.
Well, we always hope it's your optimism really that we all feed off. So that's Ego. Thank you, Ego. I wanted to hear some more from Vine Maxwell, but he has left us. But we'll seek to start rounding off now, and we'll Ajale Koko will have the last word. But first, we'll go to Akintoye just to get his parting remarks. So Akintoye, to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. The way it is now, I think it's high time that we populace, we need to be holding our leaders accountable for every of their decision. Maybe by doing that, maybe they'll be able to tell us what they really have for us, and we shouldn't allow it to be just every 4 years rituals. That whenever the election is coming, they come out to tell us this, tell us that, and when they get there, they won't actually do anything, and we won't care. So if we have been doing that, maybe we wouldn't have. Maybe we would not find ourselves in this kind of mess that we are right now, because Buhari administration, to me, is just a -1 to Nigerian populace. It's not doing anything at
yes,
all.
I agree with you, Akintoye, that is a minus. It's just a waste. But we're talking about 8 years though of waste, and well over what are we talking about? About at least $1.5 trillion wasted in these 8 years. So just 8 wasted years. Can we really afford to waste 8 years as a third world country?
Yeah, presently now we're wasting it already, and we're into 6 years now. We still have 2 more years to go.
Yeah.
Don't forget about that.
Because
we still have 2 more years to go.
Sorry to interrupt you, Akintoye, but look at the direction the country was going under Obasanjo, then Yar'Adua, then Goodluck. You know, we were moving forward. We could see that Goodluck Jonathan built a railway from Kaduna to Abuja. You know, Obasanjo cleared the country's debt. Yar'Adua fixed the Niger Delta militants. So we were making some progress, but now that this guy, we've just gone back to some backward way of fighting over cattle. But look at where we are now from where we were coming from.
You forgot to add something to it. Whenever he's sick, and maybe he traveled to UK or something, and Osinbajo in charge, you notice that this guy will set the path right, and when he comes back, he will just mess up everything again, because the way he wants is not the way Osinbajo is going. He just want to run an ethnicity nation. That is what Buhari is interested in. He does not care about other tribes, whether even Hausa. The real Hausa does not even care about them.
No.
He only cares about Fulani.
I don't understand what he's predicating this Fulani superiority on. The Fulanis have nothing to feel superior about because there's no recognition of any achievement under the Fulani banner. Apart from just savagery, there's nothing really. What have they done in literature, in science, in development, in anything that is
Nothing.
of recognition to anybody? What is it predicating it on? You know, that is because there is some I don't know what it's doing, man.
Nothing.
Obasanjo warned us of Fulanization and Islamization within
But
the
Obasanjo was the one that gave us Buhari now. Was it not the one that was...
No, it was not Obasanjo. It was Tinubu that gave us Buhari. It wasn't Obasanjo.
Obasanjo not his main spokesman that was all over the place attacking Jonathan and saying for Buhari.
One man, Obasanjo actually spoke against Buhari until Tinubu and co now presented.
Tinubu saw,
they presented Tinubu, Atiku and Buhari to Obasanjo that issue choose between the two of them. Now, Obasanjo said Buhari will only fight corruption. You know, I think Obasanjo misjudged that because the only word Buhari could speak is I will fight corruption, corruption, corruption. But Obasanjo told us that when it comes to economy, that Buhari is not good. And
exactly,
even this Tinubu that is talking said, he wants to make something close to the that when you choose Buhari, that will be the end of Nigeria. But so you start wondering
that was then. That was then. When he was trying to market him to us. When he wanted to. When he wanted to market him to us, he said he's a general, that when America problem, they call upon general. When this are problem, they call upon general. That it's a general that knows how to tackle terrorism. And that is exactly why we are in this mess now.
You see,
So thank you, Akintoye. Please join us again. We do this regularly, as you know. I hope you are subscribed, and we would like to hear your voice.
Of course, I did. I subscribed already. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good to meet you. So we go to Ola next, who was actually just speaking a moment ago. So Ola, the floor is yours. Just your remarks, Ola.
Yeah. You see, kudos to Professor Akintoye and those people that managed to articulate Yoruba position and the crimes of Buhari and make sure they are well documented. You know, because ignorance flow very well in Nigeria information space. So as you speak now, some people still believe that Buhari has been the best since 1960. But what we don't know now is that we can't still feel the full impact of the destruction of the setback that Buhari has caused that country now. You know, now is people still feel that his Nigeria issue is all about ego. Yeah, because I belong to Buhari side, I want you, and they're happy. Why they are suffering silently? Why they are suffering silently? Why they are suffering silently? So they will not know. You know, the country that paid the debt, that the economy was beginning to grow, someone came and brought debt. The country that was beginning to see themselves as brother and sister, someone came and just fragmented the country further. So, and you know, one thing, like the type of what Professor Akintoye is doing now is that, and what you and this forum is doing that. Over time, like when people tell lies and we have forum to counter those lies, the orientation will change. It may take time. It's going to take combinations of factors, you know, the economy, the way people speak, to change all those things. Do you know what I tell people on Facebook these days now is that I tell people, keep on pushing your lies forward. But I tell them, do you know what? This Facebook space, which happen to be subset of internet, we never forget. Those days, you can say something and get away with your lies. But as we are saying the lies now, 15 years, we can put the archive and present to you whenever you want to come to a particular position, a strategic position, and push it to you that there will be no way for you. So whatever, we thank Buhari, that Buhari will be the reason that Nigeria will move forward eventually. Because I still keep thinking, does Buhari really love all these Fulani people or hate them so much? Because the evil men does, or the evil men do live after them. Whatever evil that Buhari is doing now by using Fulani as the tools, I hope the Fulani ethnic group will not eventually pay for this. I only pray that we get a good leader that will make sure that this thing do not degenerate or escalate beyond control. That's just my submission.
Oh, all right, brilliant. Thank you, Ola. A voice that people now look forward to hearing. Ola, thank you very much. Have a good evening. So let's hear next from Ego. So, Ego, just your remarks. Ego.
Yeah, like what I normally say. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can.
Yeah, I'm one of that Nigeria who is very optimistic about this country. The reason why I keep being optimistic. Sorry, let me just give a short story. I was traveling in the late 90s to Hanover, and in Charles de Gaulle, I was seated very close to a woman. She's a German woman, and then the woman asked me, where am I from? I said, I'm in Nigeria. And then this white woman shook his head. And then she said, I hope that she hopes she be alive when Nigeria rise again. Then I said, why is this? She said, Nigeria is a great country. That was about 1997, far back. So what I'm saying in essence is, this country, we cannot be watching at this country destroying. Buhari does not own Nigeria. If he cannot lead us, he should give space. And Buhari must not think that whatever he's doing in this country will stand, even when he has gone. I expect Buhari to be a man, a leader, but we are not seeing a leader there, any kind of leadership in him at all. Rather, he's just dividing, destroying, setting confusion across the country, making people look stupid, taking us back to 40 years ago. He wants a grazing reserve of 1960. So this kind of people are the people we bring it. So we just continue to have focus and make sure that we support those that are supporting us. We try to choose those that are really with us in this country, those that are speaking truth to power. Those people, I believe, they are the names we are to be promoting, and let us continue to have more of them speaking against this government and telling this government that we are in the 21st century. We cannot afford to be going back and back and back. We need to see a different Nigeria where people across the world will be saying, oh, I'm traveling to southern Nigeria or I'm traveling to northern Nigeria happily. Not that we cannot go to Nigeria and invest anymore. We don't want this kind of country. Across board, not from the north, not from the east, not from the south. We don't want it anywhere. We need a development. We need development changes across this country. So we asked Baba Buhari to, at least when he came to power, there was no trouble. He was handed over power peacefully. He should not come and set problem in this country because he wants to lead power. If they have caused problem in this country before he came, he will not be able to sit in that seat. So we must talk to this man, not to keep us in this country, set this country ablaze before he go out of power. Thank you very much, audience.
All right, thank you, Ego. Just off the back of what Ego was saying, I've often said that it is my dream to have that Nigeria where I can, in the middle of the night, get in my car in Lagos and drive all the way through the night to go and visit my friend in Jos, just because he's saying that he's going to kill a goat that day and I want to drink pepper soup. So that is the Nigeria that I want, just to drive from Lagos safely all the way to Jos, to go and visit my friend, whoever he is, just to drink pepper soup and feel safe to do that. So
today, Ego is not eating though.
No, Ego, Ego now. He's hiding. He's always eating. This is it. Ego, no suya today.
No. I'm only drinking juice.
Oh, okay, that's good. Juice is always good. Thank you, Ego. Always a pleasure. Everybody comes here to hear from Ego. So that's Ego. So let's hear from Engineer, and then Ajang Dekoko can round it off for us. Engineer.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for having me again. And when you come to reality, You see, some time ago I was talking about Nigerian leaders, right? Buhari is going. He has done what he could do, and he's doing more for his people. So the question now is left for our elite. If Buhari go, maybe some Fulani will follow him to Daura and leave. Now, think about it. Our elite, you sold us, you mess with us. Remember, it's going to be hard for you to come back to the soil and to claim that you're coming to leave. That's something they don't know. But if we look at things from another way, in another format, the elites, they are good. They are good in promising, in saying what they want to do if they get into that power. You see, Nigerian as a whole, if they want to elect someone on power, they always, swear by God and use Bible, or they use Quran. But if they go into that power, they take an oath by a shrine. So it's something that we need to understand. The oath they took by shrine is things that is in their mind that they want to do for the people. They're not gonna do it. And this is what is happening currently in Nigerian leaders. Because when you come to think about it, El Rufai said it clearly. If you want to join politics, your hand must be dirty. So for him to come out to utter that statement, that means something is wrong somewhere. So before you join politics, your hand must be dirty, your hand must be full of blood. It's not the issue of coming in, it's how far after you're in. So those are the areas that our leaders, I think all of them, they are regretting it. Some of them, they can't come out and say it publicly because they are ashamed, because they already took that oath that this is what you do for you to still be in that power, and they will say yes, no problem. So those are the things that is affecting that country, because the way things are going on now, to be honest, there is no hope. There is no hope.
I don't say that now. Engineer, you are meant to be giving us. You're always careful.
No, the thing is, the hope. What? Because look, one man. Look, let's be honest. Are we still going to wait for 2023? Someone will come in and promise electricity, and there will be no electricity again. That's one. Two, they will promise road, and what will happen to the road? The road will still be there. 1 year, 2 years, they will just pick gravels and quota and just blast
like
it.
That one we saw in Edo State.
Oh, thank you. It's just like that. So how long will this be continue? You see, Akini, is it Akini?
Akini,
yeah. He said something that it's high time we should start hunting our leaders. How do you want to hunt them? That's the question. Some time ago, I said, let's go and beg them. People said, no. Today, thank God, he's using the same voice. Let's go and hunt them. How can you see them and hunt them? Well, they have a backup that they are being refined, a backup that they are the terrorists now into the force of Nigeria. They are into that. So how do you want to go and bully them or attack them? They will finish you. They will finish you. I'm telling you. So sometimes we need to think very well. These people are smart. When I said call these people, call their attention, beg them. Thank you for serving.
That used to be your language when you first came. Yeah.
But people think I'm stupid. I don't know what I'm saying. Because I said call these people, beg them, thank them for serving us, and we appreciate it. We know that they didn't do nothing. Let them be happy that people are cheering them up. That's why I love Yoruba culture. I love those people.
Yeah, but you don't like Yoruba clothes because we've been waiting for you, engineer.
I have my agbada. I don't know where I keep it. To be honest, I'm looking for it.
Okay.
And if I start putting it on,
people are asking. No, you see now. You think people are forgotten.
Agbada, engineer. Agbada is not peculiar to Yoruba alone. It's all West Africans that
let us see the Agbada. You see the Odoro.
Let us see the wearing Abeti Aja.
If you want to know what Abeti Aja is, you see that introduction music that I play.
All those I will take permission from Ajale Koko before putting it on. That's just
what you say?
I will take permission from you before putting it on. Then
I want to see you putting it on tomorrow.
No, tomorrow maybe so. He might not be able to get it by tomorrow. Yeah.
If you can't get it, go to Oyoman house. You know who is Oyoman? Go to his house tomorrow. Go and get it.
I will go. I just need.
You say go to your man's house. Me too. Maybe me too. I don't have a bit. I have to because as I'm saying to him now, I'm actually thinking that I have to go.
Who is that your man? Go to your man house.
I'm waiting for his postcode. I'm sorted. So back to what I was saying, one man. You see, let's be realistic. You see, I like what this professor did. It's like a wake-up call. Yoruba, you can't mess with them. You understand? If you think you're wise or you're clever, they have been clever for a long time ago. They're watching you with one eye. Keep jumping up and down. They watched you, and is this thing that happened is like they are telling Buhari, listen, if we want to hunt you, we'll hunt you down. So just stop it. It's just like a little light. They just try to light Buhari's head. Don't mess with us because we'll do it. If we come out for you, we'll do it. And that's why I give the professor credit. And I bet you other Yorubas will still chase this issue of Sunday Igboho and will end up seeing the result will come out in good, hopefully. Apart from maybe the Nigerian, they have the money, they know what they can do. So back to the man that is taking our data to go and refine it.
Yes.
See, I always say this. I study electronics engineering. I know everything about moving all this data protection and the rest. You understand? These people, they know what they're doing. And I keep telling Nigerians, we said we don't want manual voting. We want to go on electronics. Electronics, these people, they know what to do. They know what to do. It's just fingerprint. Once they put your fingerprint, they already have a standard machine that when you put your fingerprint, that will generate to the other machine and they will stamp it in a different format. People will be here surprised. I'm telling you, when it comes to 2023, people will be shocked. You vote for A, you end up seeing that your fingerprint is on C. This is what people can do. But it's just wait and see till that time. But in terms of people maybe lamenting or they're scared that they'll be hunted or they'll be this, but that. No. Nobody should be scared of these people because they know what they're doing. They are very smart. They are very, very smart. Since Nigerians said they want electronics, they'll say, okay, here we go. And regarding our brother Samuel Ekpa.
Ekpa, yes.
Samuel Ekpa is coming out. He's doing his best for his people. And it's unfortunate that the Igbo elite, they are the one bringing that people backwards because they are getting more milk from the other side of the Abuja. So there's nothing Igbo people can do. But when it comes to their Biafra, I pray one day that things will work for good for them. Because if you don't want to put them in that position, that chair, and they said they want to go, why are you still, stopping them from leaving? If they are that important, you leave their leg to go then, because they are much more important to Nigerian economy, to Nigerian society. That's why I say that the Fulani don't want them to go. And also, when it comes to 2023, there's something we need to understand. A Hausa man will be a president, An Igbo man will be a vice. That's what is going to happen. In a PDP
You know
will
what? I
bring...
wouldn't even mind an Hausa man, but just not a Fulani. I would just let us just breathe from these people.
Yeah, definitely. The Hausa man now, the Fulani is seeing that there is tension coming in now. You understand? And that's why when this guy went to the Igbo or Ohaneze, the Ohaneze went back to him that you didn't call us or you didn't do that. I think it's a wake-up call too in the Igbo society that the Ohaneze, they have to like deny themselves clearly, because they knew that every other Igbo's leaders, traditional rulers, they're looking at them, they're watching them. You understand? So in their area, if they don't want their name to be tarnished, that's why they have to come out and say publicly that we did not contact, the Anthony.
Do you think it's it's because of the Ohaneze, it's because of that narrative between Ohaneze and Malami that Simon Ekpa is coming into the space to issue the warning? Do you think his warning is to that space?
Yeah, obviously, those are the direct warning that he's telling them. It's not as if we're scared of you people. If you want to come and hunt you, we'll do that. And like I said, the Igbo elite, come on. They should look at how this Yoruba elite they're coming out to speak with their son, because Igbo, who is their son, is son of the soil. You understand? Regardless, I always say something: if your hand is rotten, you can't cut your hand and throw it away. You rather find solution to fix that hand because it's part of your body. And this is what the professor is doing, and he's doing well. And this is what the Igbo should imitate and copy from what this professor is doing. Because when this guy has been kidnapped, come on. Now, how many days is there? He's there. Only God knows if he's okay, if he's doing well. But there are things that if Igbo elites today, the leaders, the traditional rulers, if they come out, regardless of anything, it's our son. We want to go and see him. We want to visit him. We want to hear from him. It's not all about his lawyer. You understand? Those are the things that people are hoping in them. But I don't think that these people, they will come out and do it, because they are being overtaken by wealth from the other side of the Abuja. And it's so sad. It's really, really sad. That's why Samuel Ekpa is busy annoying. He's sending a direct warning to them right now, because time will come whereby in Igbo land, I'm telling you, whatever they're saying is going to become reality, because ESM guys, they have weapons to do things that if they want to do. But we just pray that things will work for good. But when you come to again the election 2023, PDP, they have they'll present a Northerner, a Hausa man, because Fulani man now
is that the Sokoto guy or Atiku?
No. When it come to PDP, this is what we have, because right now, if you go on social media, people are asking Wike, they are endorsing him. They are really, really endorsing him, and I think he's beginning to pave a way for himself. People are saying Wike and what's the other man's name? Tambowal. Then when you come to APC, either El-Rufai and Amechi, because because these people will do anything to make sure they will say, okay, an Igbo man is there, or a Southerner is there as a vice, because Biafra.
But where's the Yoruba in all of this?
Yoruba will be Senate. That's for sure. Yoruba will be Senate, because the reason why they want to do this is something that they don't want to leave that seat. They want to be soaking that milk. That milk is very nice. The money is sweet. So they want to be soaking that money. And that's why to short some of the Igbos, they will say, okay, let's give vice. If we give vice president, then you as a vice, you advise them, you said, okay, we are now into vice president. The next 8 years, who could be, or we may be in that seat.
Just let him finish. Rational mind. I'll come to you in a moment, because I want to round off. So just let him run through. Yeah.
So this is all planned work. I'm telling you, when it comes to that election 2023, watch. This is what is going to happen. They are very smart. Fulani now is doing everything to make sure he penetrates that south and southeast. But the way things are going, social media is exposing them every single day by day, bit by bit. That's why now you see they are doing their best to see how they can bring every social media shut down in that country so that they can commit the atrocity. But it's a lie. Social media wouldn't even tolerate that. They wouldn't, because they will go against their terms and conditions. So those are the things that people need to start realizing, and hopefully, to be honest, God will surely help us. And also, one man, remember what I said to you. Please and please.
Okay, thank you,
Please
engineer.
and please.
You are trying to give
Please
me a
and
bad
please.
name. You are trying to give me a bad name, engineer.
No,
I have to come. I have to come in my red cap tomorrow to come
You have to come
well,
on your red cap, and you have to play those Python dance because you don't
Python
play it
dance.
anymore.
This is it.
Huh?
All right, thank you, engineer. I get
Thank you.
what you mean. Thank you. Always a
Ajale
pleasure.
Koko, I'll look for that dress.
Abeti Aja.
Abeti Aja, I want to see you in Abeti Aja tomorrow.
This is it.
Okay.
All right, thank you, engineer. So that was engineer. A lot of you actually come here to hear from engineer. So before we go on to Rational Mind, who has not had a say at all, we'll go to Ajande Lekoko just to get his words so that a Rational Mind can then get to have the last word.
Take it to the, can I just say something because I need to be somewhere very soon?
Oh, okay, go on then. Go on. Okay.
I thank you for for giving me the chance to be able to come in back again and
yeah.
you were part of me as well to have the last say, but not for today because I have to be somewhere very soon. So quickly, you see, what Professor Akintoye did for me, I think it was long in coming. I think, but I think this is the time. I mean, they found the right time to do this. You see, these guys, they've been guilty of genocide of some sort. And like I've been saying, I said, it's either before this man leaves office or after he leaves office, he's going to be dragged to the International Criminal Court of Justice. And I'm happy that already President Akintoye is already documenting this, and they've already initiated a kind of a sort of petition to the ICC. But how far this is going to go, we're yet to see. But I've not read it. I've not seen the whole drafting, and I mean the whole thing they drafted, and the whole thing they were accusing the Nigerian government and the state actors of doing. But from what Ola that said it, what he said, that which yourself at what that you spoke about, from that I think maybe they really have solid case against the Nigerian state. And but how far this is going to go, we are yet, because these guys we're talking about too, the Fulani led government, they have their own international syndicates or whatever, lobbies as well, who can always shape their image abroad and make things look good in Nigeria, even though we all know that things in Nigeria right now is, oh my goodness, it's terrible. But then we are yet to see what's going to happen. But I'm just happy that they've initiated one. But I would like to see them work in concert with the Igbos. But I mean, like Akintoye said some few days ago, he said, Awolowo told him to work with the Igbos. I think what is currently happening in the north, in east, southeast, is an evidence of genocide of some sort too. Because if you could send a whole army to go into that space, and in fact you made a comment of calling them a dot in a circle, as the case may be, however he meant it. These are genocidal, languages that the head of the government of Nigeria, which is Buhari, has used, and he has sent army to stamp down or to put down some kind of insurrection or whatever he said they were trying to put up. But we know that that's not what it is. And then they killed people. So many people were being killed. They were not being accounted for. I think the Igbos should work with Akintoye, because I don't see them, if they were to work separately, they file their own separately from the Yoruba as well. I don't know how far that's going to go too. But if they bring it together, they initiate one petition against this government of Nigeria, I think that will carry more weight perhaps with the Igbos able to document their own. But with some people working separately, like Nnamdi Kanu working on his own, Maso working on his own, and some other group, I don't think this disunity among them, I don't think it's going to work. But let's see how far the kind of Professor Akintoye is going to take them. Then on PANTAMI, I think just briefly, I'll just say something about PANTAMI. The Nigerian government always, that is under being led by an Islamic, by a Muslim president or head of state, we've always seen this repetition in that country whereby they take Nigeria into some kind of Islamic organization. Now that is what we've seen in the case of PANTAMI again, taking Nigeria, because I've not seen, ever since the issue of Nigeria, I never heard about maybe a Christian president, not even Gowon, not even Obasanjo, that I know, not even Goodluck Jonathan, that I heard take Nigeria to some kind of Christian organization. So it's always when these northerners that are Muslims, when they're there, they want to promote their Islam, which is one problem that is causing, what is one issue in Nigeria that is causing problem in that country. So, but I don't know why they should be doing that. And if the other person of the other religion is to do that, we know what's going to happen. Most of the things they are doing in that country, and they're going scot-free with it, with impunity, doing it with impunity. But whether people of our religion does it, we see that we know what that country is going to be. So for me, PANTAMI, well, let's just hope that the new government that comes, a Southerner that will become a president, perhaps, if that ever happens, and if he's a Christian, will be able to reverse all these things that Buhari has done. But I see it not being possible as such. Because even if they do it, like Obasanjo did back then, most of the things Obasanjo did, he reversed it. That is, Buhari reversed so many of the things he did. So
you see, it depends on the southerner that comes in. If somebody like Tinubu comes in, he is able to do it because he has the gravitas and the status to do it. But if somebody like Fayemi come,
how do we know before Buhari? How do we know if Tinubu is going to do it?
Well, no, Tinubu is going to do what he feels is right, and if he feels that this positioning is not, Tinubu could well be the best president that country has ever experienced, just in terms of his ambition.
I disagree with you, one man.
Let's not start painting
totality.
Okay, all right.
Let's not start painting what is not. Because see, let me not just take this too far. I just hope I'll be able to come back
carry on.
I'll come back tomorrow and maybe continue or whatever topic comes up. What I just want to say is that with the issue of PANTAMI and the Professor Akintoye, I think it's a good. For the Professor Akintoye, it's a good step in the right direction. But for PANTAMI, I think it's another evidence that there's an agenda. Because, like I said, why would you take us a country that is secular, that is not aligned, that is non-aligned to any religion, that has no state religion, and you take us to some sort of Islamic kind of a group whereby you want to be sharing our data with them? So why would that be allowed to work in a country that is secular, that is said to be secular as Nigeria? Well, like somebody said yesterday, some of your people said there yesterday, this is what you get when you get some kind of people that are fundamentalists, that are Islamic or whatever they call themselves in government. And these people, the kind of education they've received. And somebody also said here that they believe that whatever they do is right, and nobody questions and nobody dare challenges them for that. And so, a lot of them, I don't think they even those certificates they claim, they brandish, I don't even think they really have those certificates. I got Adala Koko that said that yesterday, that they really do not even, they can't even defend its certificate that they claim to have. Like one we saw who was put on the trade, international trade organization that doesn't really have a certificate. So you see, when people that doesn't have the required qualification to lead a nation, when they are put in the position of power, that is why we get the kind of things we're seeing in Nigeria. We have a president that does not have a cert, or perhaps that doesn't really go through real education, ruling the country, whereby even his deputy is a renowned professor, even he's a head over the professor. So just imagine. So what do we expect? What do we expect? Now we're talking about Tinubu. Tinubu himself has a questionable certificate from on a questionable university.
Yes. So, I think his certificate is under question.
Politics is not about, you see, fixing Nigeria is all about politics. Fixing Nigeria is getting the right people that are real people that know what they are doing. Let's not go about this say because he has a political acumen or whatever it is. No, that's not what it is. We're looking for people that have the right qualification. Like Shibajo, I know if Shibajo is given that opportunity, he will do a little bit better than what this idiot or whatever been there before. So that's all I have to say for now.
All right, thank you, Rational Mind. Good at least to hear from you at the end. But Adale Koko, now to you. Just the floor is yours. You were disagreeing that Tinubu will make a good president, so you might want to start from there as you round the show up for us. Adale Koko, ladies and gentlemen.
Tinubu can never be a good president for that country because number one, he's a corrupt politician, and number two, we have seen what he has done in Lagos. He has been in charge of Lagos for over 20 years now. Lagos supposed to have they're supposed to have turned Lagos to one of the best cities in the world. But if you go to Lagos, there's nothing to write home about. The educational system is one of the poorest in the world. The water, pipe-borne water is not running. I mean, the roads are bad. I mean, what is? I mean, if you go to the hospital, to the public hospital, oh man, oh, it's sad. I was there last year, and I went around. I went to so many places just to see for myself, because a lot of people, some people say, "Oh, Lagos has to, oh, they're doing wonder in Lagos." And I went around, and I was just shaking my head that this is not the Lagos that I left. The Lagos I left was better than what I'm seeing now. I mean, than what I saw. It's just, look at light motorway. The light motorway, they've been trying to put it in place for over 16 years or 18 years. They have not finished it. That is corruption of the highest order. Light motorway for over 18 years, not completed. It's like it's an abandoned project as of last year when I went, because I went through all the routes, to see. It's like it's an abandoned project. Haven't put so much money, voted so much money on it, and it's not they did not complete it. And the money they're claiming that the money they budgeted for this thing is more higher than what the Chinese that are handling it, place on their stock market as amount that the amount of the contract awarded to them to do the contract. So it's just a shame. That is, one man don't even look. That man.
So who do you see then?
Not the right
pick
man.
A president. Pick a president for us, Ajanle Koko. Who is your man for 2023?
For 2023, I think, on the basis of fairness, it is not Yoruba man to be the president in 2023. It should be an Igbo man. Yoruba have had it. Obasanjo was the president, and for 8 years. And Osinbajo is vice president for 8 years now. Are we the only one that position is meant for? I mean, that is what we are saying against the Hausas or the Northerners, that they want to
we know where you are going. Your friend,
yeah.
Peter
So
Obi.
is Easterner. If we really want to believe, we really believe in unity, and we want to bring ourselves together as one people, particularly in the South, Yoruba have had it. South have had it in the name of Jonathan. It's the time for Igbo. It's the time for Igbo. Yoruba to just, I mean, we Yoruba are very fair people. We don't like to take what does not belong, claim what does not belong to us. That is our culture, and we should be able to give other people the chance to take their place. It's the time for Igbo to be president of that country, and I will say it tomorrow. I have some of my people who say, "Oh, why do you go Igbo?" No, if something good come into Yoruba, you say, "No, we don't." Okay, if we want to say, "Oh, it's time for Yoruba again," I mean, that is not. That is not good. It's time for Igbo. So, and Obi is my man.
I know.
Obi is my man in that Igbo land. Obi is my man. Anytime, any day, I go for Peter Obi. So
If the choice was down to your singular decision, the next president of Nigeria will be Peter Obi.
Peter Obi.
Okay.
Peter
Over
Obi
and above Oshibanjo, Tinubu.
Don't even talk about Tinubu. I will rule him out completely. Ashibajo, yes, I can still go for Chibajo. That okay, he's a man without no bad record. We don't have anything that we can trace.
Okay,
Against
given
him
all of this sense
record.
of fairness that you have just described, if that choice is now down to you, and they are giving you the choice between that your Peter Obi now and Oshibanjo, and the person that you decide, you Ajanle Koko, the person that you decide will be the president of Nigeria. So I'm not saying anything. You have just that decision to make to pick Oshibanjo or Peter Obi. Who would you give it to?
Peter Obi.
Look at that. Politician. Look at that. Ajale Koko.
Yeah, hold on.
You a hardcore Yoruba man. Eh?
Yeah. I will go for Peter Obi because Peter Obi has managed a state before, and he managed it very well. He had that record, excellent record. He did very good.
You see, you are getting your reward instantly. You were trying to curry favors, and the favors is coming. Easy cash is saying, long life is your portion, sir. You know, they are already okay.
So Peter Obi have that record to show that he is capable for the war. And if you look at his qualification, I think it's a banker, if I'm not mistaken. And when you listen to that guy speaking about economy of nations, you will respect him. He quotes figures without looking. When he's talking about figures about GDP of different countries, China, United States, and telling you, when he talk about economy of the world, how economy runs in the world, I mean, you know that this is guy that is ready for the job. He's ready for the job. I really admire him, and I wish that we can give that guy a chance, so to be president. I believe he will perform really well. And I don't think he's a tribalistic man.
No, I don't think he is either. I don't think at that level, a lot of them at that level, except Buhari, who seems to be a deviation from norm, a lot of them are not really essentially tribalistic. People were telling us about how Obasanjo was talent spotting. This Tinubu that you hate, he talent sports. Even El Rufai in his own local state, some of his top functionaries are Yorubas, a few of them Igbo. So a lot of them really, they go for the talent rather than, but it's only Buhari now that, it's turned it into a tribal something.
Dandogo, as you call him.
Yes, Dandogo. Okay, so on that note, Ajanle Koko, thank you very much. Always a pleasure. People come here to listen to Ajanle Koko.
Let me speak about Baba Akintoye. You see,
yes.
What Baba Akintoye have done, I'm so glad in my heart because we have to respect that man.
That is what they call leading from the front. That is what they call leading from the front.
Yeah, we have to respect that man and the rest of the people that follow him around campaigning for Yoruba Nation. It tells us that they really know what they are doing. It tells us that they really know what they are doing and they know where to take the fight to. And the rest of the nation, the South, East, and the Middle Belt leaders, is a wake-up call for them to stand up, compile their own petition, and take it to International Criminal Court of Justice. Let them take their own there as well, and let us confront let's confront this administration with petition. Let us take it to international level. He is using the military apparatuses in Nigeria illegally against Nigerian people. That is a crime against humanity. You cannot do that against your people. What it did to Igbo, bringing terrorists from Niger with Nigerian DSS to do what they did in that guy's house. That alone is a crime against humanity. So we have to stand up together. The Igbos have to compile their own. The Middle Belt have to, in fact, in the Middle Belt, what they have done to those people, you know that recently they went to the farm in Benue State. I think about thousands of acres of farm, of maize farm. These people went in there intentionally with cutlasses and they destroy all their farm, all the maize.
Who is coordinating this? Who is because this is not just some
in a
angry
nation
youth.
we have
This
a government.
is a coordinate. You see, Ajale Koko, often when we hear all these things, when you hear that 100 Fulanis on motorbikes went and savaged the community and whatnot, these are not just random acts. These are coordinated attacks, because somebody has to mobilize them, somebody has to fund that trip, somebody has to equip them, somebody has to, because these are just Adanle Koko is gone. But to what I'm just saying, Adanle Koko, thank you, by the way. I think you lost connection. But a lot of these things that we hear about these Fulanis, they're not just random acts. There must be, and almost certainly is, somebody or a bunch of people underpinning it, because I cannot accept that about 100 or so, 100 to 150 Fulani people will coordinate and arm themselves and go and launch against the town and the city without somebody coordinating it. So somebody somewhere is coordinating it. A lot of these people, they don't have those arms to themselves, so there's an armory somewhere where all these arms are kept and then given to these people when they want to launch them. So there's a lot so really, this is where the investigation should go, and we claim to have all of these security apparatus who are heavily funded. So this is really where they should really be looking to look, and if they are looking already and they don't know, a lot of this lends itself to that language of the government actually being complicit in what is going on. Government complicity or not, you should subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We do these sessions virtually every day. So if you are subscribed, then thank you. Click on the bell notification. And if you are not subscribed, then please do. This session carries on almost guaranteed every single day. And I've tried not to miss a day so far. And I'll try not to miss a day, except this Saturday when I'm going to a wedding. So you might not get me this Saturday, but I'll try not to miss a day for the duration of the year, except, of course, a pre-one when I'm going to miss a day. But, the session ends here because, as you see, I am starting to stumble over my words. So stumble no more. The way I'm stumbling over my words, you'd have thought that I was already with the care guides. So to the care guides now we go for them to round things up for us. So this is our intro and outro section. Our intro and outro music now. The care guides is what we're using to introduce and say goodbye to in the sessions. So let me not torture you anymore with muffled words. I'll say peace here, and I'll leave you with the care guides.
Only water, only water, where they see ma. Water,
only water, where they see ma.
Hapa o naido, hapa o naido, hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido, àná ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosoname ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodúnkẹ́ ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run méjìkọ. Ikú kò ní rí wà gbéṣe o.